Hello, John. I never knew they made another. When did they make this Zelda game? When did this Zelda game get made?
The Zelda game came out a couple of years ago. You know,
I didn't even
Nintendo's
know.
branching out. They're really getting into the weeds with the third-party stuff. You know, they're bringing back Metroid. They're bringing back a Zelda Dancer.
Now
What's
is
that
this?
Zelda Dancer game called?
I think it's just called The Legend of Zelda, Sean.
No. They made a Crypt of the Necrodancer, but Zelda.
Crypt of the Necrodancer, The Legend of Zelda edition?
No, it has its own name.
Oh, I have no fucking clue.
Have you not heard of this?
I have heard of it. Doesn't mean I know the name, Sean.
Hey, that's fair.
Well, welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. Sean won't shut up about this game. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Sean, also known as the Talking Skull, he, him, and I'm about to make Isaac play one of my favorite games.
Oh, guess I gotta start from scratch. No load. Guess we
You have to
gotta
start
make a
all
new...
over.
And, yeah, everything Sean has told me about this game, it sounds right up my alley. We've got everything ready. I've got my, plate.
You've got your MS Paint.
Yeah, notebook open and ready to make notes. Where did I put my pen? I have already lost my pen. Fuck, where did I put it? No, I'm gonna need that here soon. Here, let me find this first. Oh, hey, I found it.
Unreal.
This is I mean, it's probably not Unreal. I don't know what engine it is, Sean.
I think it's a homebrew engine.
Oh, okay. It's not a Nintendo engine. It's not HAL Laboratories.
It's not... Mr. Sakurai himself did not program this engine with his own bare fingertips.
Not that we know of.
Not that we're aware of.
Well, I'm excited. I really am. I mean, The Legend of Zelda is one of my favorite video game series of all time, and I mean, I'm surprised that there are not as many copies as you would expect, but then again, that might be by design for Nintendo to do what they do as many do best. Not let anyone utilize anything that looks even remotely close to their IPs.
Sorry, pal world. We wish you the best.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dodge. I'm a little guy.
You're a little guy.
Little fox guy. I do like this
Also,
little fox
it goes
guy.
without saying, I think, but I'm gonna say it anyway. No spoilies, please. This is a totally blind playthrough from
Yes.
Isaac. This is such a blind playthrough for Isaac that he had to ask me before we started if the manual was something he had to download separately or if it was available in-game. Like, that's how blind a playthrough this is.
Mm-hmm. All I know is that all that I know is that the manual becomes very important. Oh, great.
Yay!
Yeah, I can read that. We've got L with a little guy up on the right. We've got college graduation hat.
We do have a graduation cap, that's true.
And a little lips. So that's useful.
Man, I was so obsessed with the linguistic element of this game that by the end of my playthrough of it, I could sight read the text in the game.
That's awesome. I've got something.
I mean, I think you know what it is.
I mean, I can assume what it is, but that doesn't mean I know what it is. Oh, that's neat. Okay.
Bonk.
Bonk. And guess what? The GameCube controller might actually be the best setup for this.
That's true. That's valid, honestly.
I'm telling you, the GameCube button layout is my favorite button layout for both having a very ergonomic center. Oh, hey, there's something. You're looking at something, bud. It has a very ergonomic button layout with the center A button with the surrounding X, Y, and B buttons. And then, even if it gets awkward, the controller is designed to feel comfortable using the claw on, which no controller these days is. Not even the fucking PlayStation controller.
You don't gotta convince me. I love the GameCube controller, but it isn't designed for modern games aren't designed with it in mind is the thing. And also, you know, compatibility question mark. But I'm glad that it kind of works for you.
Yeah.
I do have to specify kind of because you have had so many issues with it.
Well, I've only had issues as of late that have nothing to do with the ergonomics of the controller, but the controller itself. I'm so sad. It's degrading so quickly. I'm like, this has definitely not been a year. What the fuck, guys? I was so hyped. I mean, I am looking at a replacement that is the same company that made my keyboard, which has been really good. I really like the keyboard. What's funny is what they're known for is their controller that is a GameCube controller, Switch controller. So
makes sense as to why their keyboard is GameCube colors.
He's the Nixie. This is not a paid promotional. It's just been a really good. I've really liked their keyboard, and I'll probably get their controller because I like the GameCube controller. I've learned how to play, well, Something Town. Green text, interesting. Do we know where the hero's grave is? Something Town.
Yeah, we do know where the hero's grave is. If that's a thing that we have desire of.
I have 26 yellow blocks.
You've got 26 yellow and a question block. You're ready to start your Mario Party game.
It's true. I am, though. Oh, you're looking at the sign. Never mind. God, he was looking at something earlier that I'm just like, I don't know what that was. I want to know what it was.
A looky lad.
Oh.
You made the day turn.
Something that did something.
I love this game.
I mean, that's already I'm enamored with that of a game, because that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like there's sometimes a bit of a frustrating, either a game will not tell you anything or a game will constantly not shut up. So I do love the idea that there is a game that is from the ground up designed for you to have to slowly figure things out yourself, but like done organically and mechanically and intentionally, and not just done because the game is either lazy or just doesn't know how to convey very well.
It's not designed to be obtuse, it's designed to be a puzzle. The mechanics themselves are the puzzle.
Yeah. That's awesome. And also, you know how I feel about my grasp on language and my weird fascination with language in general.
Oh.
I can do something to this door. It made me blind.
It was
It
very
made me blind. Yeah. Well, this is not what I expected.
I'm glad you got to take your stick into the afterlife.
I'm fucking dead. What the hell? They turned me into a ghost. Ooh. Well, time to, Oh, I have only so many, that's right. Ooh.
So many what?
Dodges.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving the music, though. It's quite good. It's quite good. Okay, there's 2 tuning forks. What do the tuning forks do? You don't hit them. Okay. That's pretty. This game is so pleasant already to look at, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's
yeah,
very
the aesthetic
rich.
of this game is so nice.
It's games like this that make me go, man, I'm so glad that indie games are just able to really start breaking out and be just something noteworthy in all facets.
Mm-hmm.
My mom! Or my wife. Probably my mom. They're much bigger than me.
I was gonna say, it's a very big wife if it is a wife.
I mean, what's wrong with a very big wife, Sean?
Nothing wrong with a very big wife, just non-traditional.
The reverse shack. The reverse shack.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Think I can figure that out. Understood. I need 3 Gemerald stones.
You gotta collect the 3 Chaos Emeralds.
Okay.
Oh, he's so cute.
Good boy. Hey man, I like me a cute fox individual. So, he's a good boy. I've always liked foxes. Foxes have always been an aesthetic that I've appreciated. Where the hell? I don't have a map yet.
You don't have a map yet, that's correct.
This is also
you didn't try to go to the hero's grave.
I thought I did. I thought it was locked. Oh wait, duh. I wonder if I found something that may or may not be helpful for things that are locked, Sean.
I could never possibly imagine.
I wouldn't want you to tell me. Hello, Kirby.
Welcome! Your ass thought those trees were spikes. Wow, this game throws you right into danger.
I mean, I'm already slapping slimes, so... It's asking me a question, guys.
It is asking you a question. I hope that was the correct answer.
I hope it is too. Oh. Sure. Oh, goody. Begin your adventure. Oh. 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 Okay, I've got page 10 and 11. Health, stamina, magic. Everything hurts way more when I'm tired. That's just funny.
Relatable.
Uh-huh. I feel that. Well, do I already begin the deciphering? In a far-off land, a great treasure was sealed away forever. Some say it is the power to defy death. Something on page 28. We've got the West Garden and Flooded Well on 27 and 29. The old house might have a key? Now this is interesting. So, I have... Oh boy. Yeah, this will definitely have to eventually go on its own screen. Might actually... Well, no, I can't do that yet. I'm a little constrained because I have to utilize the screen that my current pen works on because I finally bound it to one screen. Fun fact, Sean, I was trying to use my tablet and I reinstalled it, but I didn't bind it to one screen.
Oh?
So I had a tablet that's that's maybe 12 inches across, and I could only use a third of it because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, I fixed that, and it's much more pleasant.
That's
now
good.
So. But I don't know if this is working off of a sort of if it's alphanumerical or if it's like a kanji symbol thing. I don't know if they're going off of syllables yet or not. I mean, sword means something.
There is just a sword in one of them.
There is just a sword, which is clearly the hero's grave. I'm trying to see if I can find any kind of crossover. Get at it. Oh, thank you. Get out of here. We've got...
Yeah, Kirby, for your edification, in case you missed it, this is one of my all-time favorite games. Isaac knows basically nothing about it.
Okay, here's something I picked up on. The hero's grave and house have the same symbol, and they both have an H. Maybe the same area? So A.
Possibly the same area.
This is either because it's not HE, so that might just be H. But E definitely is not. E is definitely not a fucking sword. Maybe arrow is just sword? Huh. Wait. Wait. Maybe first letter? The first letter is denoted by the chevron and the line? That seems right to me. There are no other H's. This is why this is frustrating. E. E. Are there any other E's? There is. Interesting. I mean, HE. This symbol seems to be something related to E. It is. Yes. Yes. This symbol is something related to E. Sean, is this what you're expecting me to immediately do, which is start decoding the alphabet?
I mean, this is what's great about this game is that, like, when you're first getting started, it's what's great is that there's so much here that you're like, I feel like I can wring meaning out of this. And so you're just like reaching desperately for any thread of logic to try and piece things together and glean something. And it's you know, you got to just take leaps sometimes and say, like, maybe it's this. You'll only know it's not this once you've tried to make it that and it stops working.
And I've seen a consistency of this is like an E. This shape right here with another rune always seems to have an E in there somewhere. But I don't. Yes, E and then A. Now this is interesting.
The most interesting thing to me about what's happening right now is that there's an assumption that you've been making about this page that I don't think you've even questioned yet. At least not verbally. You haven't verbalized questioning it yet. It's related to what you're doing. To what you're doing with your notes, I mean.
I mean, I'm putting them side by side.
Mm-hmm. Don't read too much into it. That wasn't meant to be a hint. I'm just enjoying myself.
Oh, you're just having fun watching me do what I'm doing. Good. Glad to know. I'm glad to know. They use exclamation points for guard captain, which is interesting.
Guard captain is exciting business, man.
Man, Tolkien would probably simultaneously have his head explode and his pants wetted at the same time seeing this, wouldn't he?
It's very likely.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he made that whole language himself.
Mm-hmm.
It is interesting how
I think he made more than one language, though only Elven is really, like, prominent.
What, Sylvan and probably Uruk-hai?
Well, there's like dark speech or whatever it's called that is like the tongue of Mordor. I don't know, man. I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings lore expert, but I'm pretty sure there's more than one language in Lord of the Rings, and Elvish is just the one that's the most fleshed out.
Uh-oh. Sean, uh-oh.
Oh?
Maybe whatever this symbol is, whatever caret underscore is, might not be H, because I've seen it now someplace where it isn't.
Uh-oh.
God. Boy, this will be...
Our core tenets are falling apart.
Already. This is a reoccurring symbol that I'm seeing. This is like the first symbol that I want to figure out because it has some kind of denotation.
The caret?
Maybe capital? The caret with the underscore by itself. It's the symbol I've seen most commonly by itself. Like, it's a thing. It's just a thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious. So for me as a linguistics nerd, that tells me a lot. I'm curious though, because I don't think you have a lot of linguistics and cryptography hobbies.
I mean, other than a fascination and my brain being broken, not really, Sean. Other than that, language is a mystical beast to me, but I do find it fascinating.
Well, I'll be curious to see how this journey goes for you.
Well, it's not space. I mean, I feel like the sword is definitely something related to, like, almost a kanji. It's almost like a kanji for just being maybe representative of hero. But I don't know.
It's certainly visually distinct from all of the other writing.
I'm definitely going to need a bigger document. Over time.
I think I used 5 pages of my big drawing notepad when I was playing this game.
Let's see if I can also denote guard and grave. Let me see if I can find G or anything. Interesting.
So, I want to establish some ground rules while you're picking at this first page.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm not going to tell you anything that you don't ask me to tell you.
Then you shouldn't.
Wait a second. Yep, go ahead.
First off, I'm dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I can glean some new information from this. Hero's grave is not translated into the runes. That's information.
Ooh.
It took me this long to figure out, oh, I literally need 2 other pages for 2 of the things. That's information, not a translation. So I don't know any letters. Got it. Never mind, everybody. I figured it out.
That was the fundamental assumption that I was waiting for you to question.
So I don't know any letters yet, but I do know that it is information. Old house seemingly has something with a key. Dark tube maybe has something with a lantern. Everything else I do not know, and I haven't gotten any letters yet. The fact is I haven't gotten any letters yet. Okay.
So I do think this is still worth asking this question, because I think it'll be instructive of the rest of our playthrough. Mm-hmm. Are you chill with me occasionally asking questions? Slightly pointed questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine with that to,
even just probing questions to see where you're at. Not all of my questions are going to be subtly veiled hints, but some of them might be, and many of them will just be trying to see where your thought process is at.
Yeah. Definitely anything like that, just to be like, where's your brain, buddy? And I'll be like, somewhere here!
Floating adrift in a sea of confusion.
Dude, you know how I am with, maybe I just need to learn this language, because clearly English has not been good to me, so I can learn...
I unironically love the way that this language works. I am kind of obsessed with it.
I mean, it is designed to be a video game language, so I could imagine that it is designed to have game mechanics to its linguistics, which is fascinating. Already, I'm fascinated by that idea. Well, something.
That is sure something. I mean, what is it? I think you know what it is.
It's a compass. Or, weather vane?
One of the two.
It certainly feels like it tells nautical directions. Let me see. Wait, that's information, not translation. God damn it. Information, not send me information, not translation, please. I think that's a pretty good one.
Sure.
Oh, I got some blue. I mean, I like stuff like this because, again, like, there's a very cerebral element to it, right? Like, there's very much a wanting to just very naturally dig into it, and it gives you this almost like archaeologist feeling immediately. Okay. That is either a translation or a... Oh man, that's
or a
the trouble.
subtitle.
Right.
Subheading.
Is it a subheading? I don't know. Well, wait. Once again.
I don't know if I ever stopped to translate that. Now I'm curious what it says.
Wow.
It would take me far too long to decipher it, though.
All you need to do... Here, Sean, I'm giving you one more shot. Get your phone ready.
Oh, sure. Let me grab snipping tool.
Dude, this is a group project now, buddy. This is a group project now, buddy. If you're curious about something, fucking, I could put it on screen for you.
Yeah, go.
I am playing Fox Zelda, and I'm already immediately in love with it, and not because it has a fox boy in it.
Well, I won't promise that I will tell you what this means, but I might take some time here to decipher it for my own edification. You found another manual page.
Wait, don't I already have... Oh, I found... Okay, yes. Okay. Well, that's a clever way to do that. L is... Lock on... Lock... On? Lock... RT is shield... So block, guard, block.
Welcome, Silos. This is one of my all-time favorite games. Isaac has not played it before. This is a totally blind playthrough for him.
What we're gonna start with is, so we've got. Oh, but once again, I don't know if this is information or... Well, no, I have to assume that it has to be describing the action. I feel like on some level this has to be describing the action, because if it was just the word but with a... Well...
If it was just the word with a button, then it has to be telling you something about the button or what you do with the button, right?
Right. So... This rune... Also, you guys are going to get to see my oh-so-wonderful calligraphy skills.
This is going to become a calligraphy stream.
Yes. This is why I can't wait to have that drawing monitor, because I can just... This will also be a lot more fluid, because I'll just be able to switch displays and then just start scribbling. It'll be so nice. But for now, I have to use this jankiness.
Oh, nice. Silas is trying to learn Japanese.
Nice.
How far along are you? Are you an N5 yet, or are you still working on your sort of beginning level stuff?
Oh no, that's lock on.
Oh, hell yeah. Silas is N5. Congratulations.
Nice.
That's a huge accomplishment.
Lock on or target.
Or do you mean you're still working on N5? I misinterpreted. I realize now, if you're still learning hiragana. But that's awesome. I mean, best of luck to you. Learning Japanese is really hard. I didn't. I did end up giving up because not because I wasn't enjoying it, but just because I was like, I
I have
don't
no one
foresee
to talk
myself.
to.
Yeah, I don't like foresee myself having enough of a use for this once I learn it to be
Mm-hmm.
spending the amount of time I'm spending on it.
Yep.
Um, oh, that's so cool. Well, yeah. Hey, that means you've got more than enough time. So that's dope.
So this word is lock on. This word is maybe menu? I don't even know what. Here, this is something. Oh, I don't know what that button does. It does something, but I definitely can't do it right now. Okay. It's something, but I don't know what yet. Let's see. RB seems to be something. This word. This word. See, this is what I'm already like, man, this is already so cool for a concept. Is like I still am like, are these words? Are these words or are these information? I still don't know that actually. Like there's still a chance that these aren't words or these aren't
Mhm.
letters to describe the thing I'm thinking of. But I gotta start somewhere, so
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta sort of poke at it until things start contradicting and then figure out what the contradiction tells you.
mm-hmm.
I mean, you also don't have to solve this, you know, like
But I want
you're not required to decipher this language to beat the game even. Though there
I
are secrets that are dependent on it.
but I want this to be a learning experience.
Yeah.
I want to at least learn to read some of the language. I want to learn to read some of the language because this is probably going to be helpful for my brain a little bit.
This is therapy for Isaac.
You believe it or not, I didn't start getting better at English until I started studying German. So,
I mean, that's fair. Like, you've got to learn grammar and linguistics to learn another language that you're not already fluent in.
yep,
And understanding grammar and linguistics better helps you understand your first language better, too.
yeah. All I know here is that, let's see, are there any crossovers to either of these words to this? No, doesn't feel like it. Doesn't feel like it. And I'm guessing this game never comes out and is like, this letter, this rune, this letter.
Um, not exactly. There is one very secret thing late in the game that, like, pushes you a little further in case that you hadn't figured it out yet, but broadly speaking, no.
Gotcha.
I
Nope,
don't know
that's
if you
not the
remember,
right
but this is
symbol.
actually a point of contention between me and chat back when we were talking about this game while we were playing Remnant of all things. It's because I
Oh.
was like, I think it was actually your brother. I was like, yeah,
Oh.
I love that it doesn't just tell you how to translate it. Like, you have to figure it out if you want to figure it out. And whoever it was in chat, I want to say your brother, but it was over a year ago now. So I apologize. I apologize if it was someone else. Was like, yeah, but I wish that they had given you
Mm-hmm.
more than they did.
But hey, it's also I just want to make this and hold. Okay, so there's something in hold. Press. That word is press. That word is absolutely press. This word is absolutely press. And I figure out letters from this. This word absolutely is press. Where it says A, that has to be press.
Mm-hmm. I want you to know, just for your own edification,
Mm-hmm.
that your notes here and your process has looked so far pretty much exactly the way mine did. So
Uh-huh. I mean,
we're yeah.
you just gotta, this is how my brain starts working on things, man. I just gotta be like, okay, I gotta start teasing it apart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this has to be pressed. But the question is, how is this the word press? This
That is
language
the question.
is simultaneously easy and hard to write. Okay, so this is definitely press. This definitely is the word press. Now, how can I get any kind of anything out of this? Okay, press. How is this 5 letters? How is this shape 5 letters?
Now you're asking the real questions. Also, I did finish translating the thing that it says when you go into this area, and it was interesting to me. So that's
Okay.
fun.
I mean, that's the fun thing about this, too. Honestly, if you have played this before, no spoilers, but be taking notes. I would actually encourage that of chat. Take your own notes. This has been fun. Like, if chat, you don't know what's going on, feel free to actually... This is where I'm like, if you don't know anything and want to, like, make a suggestion, I'm down for that. Like, if you have an idea or something, definitely. But if you do know what's going on, don't tell me, please.
Yeah, no spoilies, but uninformed guess is welcome.
Yes. Uninformed guesses, random groping around in the miasma is very
Please
welcome.
grope the stream.
Please grope this stream. I wish I could make that the VOD title, but I definitely can't. Okay, yeah, this is gonna have to get much bigger very quickly. Hey, guess what? This is already going to go up to 2,000. 32,000, my bad. Hopefully it doesn't crash my computer. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, look! Right in the center!
Yay!
You know, I did try to use paint for the scuffness, but this is actually the better option. It really is.
Absolutely.
Let me see
You know,
if I can
Kirby,
hide this.
as long as we're all on the same page here, that's good to go.
Yeah, today, definitely. You're good. You're good. Okay, this is definitely the word press. How is it the word press? Either press or weirdly the word input. Okay, we know this is the word press. Now, how do I go on from there? Because let me see if I can even find... I can see that this, like, center thing that's doubled, that might be S? That might be S, because there's 2 of them. And I see one isolated on the top. Now, do you read this the bottom up? SS. This feels like 2 S's. This feels like 2 S's. This might be the letter S. Here, I'm gonna start.
S's.
I am 2 S's. I'm gonna start with an alphabet.
That's a good place to start. When you're learning to read, it's helpful to learn the alphabet.
It's gonna be a very unorganized alphabet, everybody.
Traditionally the first letter of the alphabet.
S, the most important and first letter of the alphabet, everybody. Seems to be... So this is also something I need to pick up on, is does it ever appear on the bottom? I don't think it ever does, so it's always on the top. So
Game
this
is
might
so good.
S. Like genuinely, I wanted a game to do this. Like I love thinking about this kind of thing and like doing this kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've been obsessed with this kind of like translation mechanic for ages. I don't know. Do you remember that dark fantasy tabletop game that I ran ages and ages ago?
Yeah.
That had all the like religious stuff.
I played a
Well,
I played a character who was a fighter who was a very sad but very dumb fighter.
one of the aspects of that game is that you were trying to like recover pieces of an ancient manuscript or something, like
Mm-hmm.
a religious text. And I we dropped that game for a long time, and I almost brought it back. And one of the
Oh.
things that I was going to do when I brought it back, I mean, it was like we had dropped it for months, and I was like, hey, I'm good to do it again, and then I wasn't good to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, One of the things that I wanted to do with that I had planned that was part of what got me excited to like try to start that campaign back up was something like this, where like you guys would have to like collect, I would like make pages or like pieces of the text in some kind of script or cipher or something, and you would have to, you know, get pieces of it and puzzle them together and try to like decipher it.
Yeah, and decode it somehow.
And that was like 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So suffice it to say, I was very excited about this game.
Yeah, no. I'm already immediately in love with what this is asking me to do because it's asking me to use my brain is really what it's doing.
Also, Kirby says that the alphabet should be called the Alpha Z because it's A through Z.
I saw that and you're correct. You're not
Shouldn't it be the
wrong.
Alpha Bez in that case?
Alpha but there's only one. It's not plural.
Well, that's why we don't call
Probably.
it the Alpha Bezes.
Mm-hmm.
The Alpha Bezai.
Uh-huh. The Alpha BZ. I feel
We all love BZ and his big fat Alpha BZ. Truly, he
see
is the Alpha BZ and not the Beta BZ.
once again, I still am like I don't know if this is a phonetic alphabet or a conceptual alpha. What is the English alphabet phonetic?
No. I mean,
No.
in theory, it's supposed to be, but it's not.
Yeah. It's more
English is hard to quantify because its rules are broken because it's sort of a hodgepodge of a bunch of different languages over the years. So it doesn't. That's the reason why English is so messed up and it famously doesn't follow its own rules, is because it's like three different languages in one, and then there's like all kinds of weirdness with how our writing system even came about because we established our writing system in like set in stone with the printing press, and then like within the next 100 years the way that basically everything in English was pronounced changed. So
Yep.
our written language has never properly matched up with our spoken language. They are basically just two different things.
Also, oh wait, hold on. Okay, we're at East Forest. East Forest maybe had something. Yes, and that's part of the issue too. Oh, ringing the East bell. I'm a dum dum. Ringing the West bell. You have to go. Okay. Okay, I have to do something in the East Forest. Whatever that something is described. Okay. Okay.
Mm.
All right. I'm picking up on this. I'm figuring something out. It also doesn't help that like every time English gets passed through like an entire culture, it just tangents and goes off in its own fucking direction.
That's the other thing, right? Is like English is the most widely spoken language in the world, so there's hundreds of cultures that each speak their own version of English. So there's no fixing English at this point. It's just going to be irreversibly broken, because any attempt to fix it would fix it for one culture and break it even more for another.
And I mean, that's not to say English is the only one that experiences that. I mean, Spanish and Hispanic are very much the same way, because, again, when you start even tangents as simple as, like, you know, it's American Spanish and Hispanic is not the same as Spain Spanish, Espanol, right. So
the Spanish spoken in Mexico and the Spanish spoken in Spain are not the same. And then there's Portuguese.
Oh, I'm interacting with this. Wait, am I interacting? Okay, I am interacting with this.
You're trying to interact with it.
Okay.
Seemingly your interaction with that is a question mark. It's a question of some kind.
Man, bold of a game to have a main character who doesn't speak the same language that I do.
It's eco, man.
Dude, when are we... Oh, God, a list of games that I really want to stream / revisit. Anything from the Shadow of the Colossus eco tree, because goddamn, those are two of my favorite games of all time now.
Yeah, eco is top 10 for me for sure, and Shadow of the Colossus is not far behind.
I think that's just telling me there's a sword at the hero's grave. I think sword literally just means sword.
Perhaps it is pictographic.
Perhaps it is some kind of hieroglyph. Okay, I'm in guardhouse 1.
It is perhaps an emoticon of some kind.
And do let me know if you want me to, like, show any text again on screen for your own edification, Sean. Those keep on popping up.
Sorry, I said emoticon. I meant emoji. Don't worry, guys. I know the difference.
Hey, emoticons were specifically... No. Emoticons were... Yeah,
emoticons are the ones you make with text. Yeah.
Yes. Emojis are the predetermined, yes.
Or the images. The JPEGs.
The modern hieroglyphs. Boy. They are kind of like modern hieroglyphs. I've never thought about that.
Silo's bringing in the fancy terminology to explain it.
Okay, good. I've got this.
Yep, a heart bottle.
A bottle obtained, is what I'm guessing that says. Okay. Question is it limited or not? I'm gonna wait until I'm below half. Well, I'm not below half, I'm at half. Uh-oh.
You ran out of stamina. Everything hurts more when you're tired.
Uh-huh. There are literal hieroglyphs in Unicode. I should know what Unicode is. I don't know what Unicode is.
It's a computer... It's computer language. It's the language of putting things in a computer.
It's,
ASCII on steroids, yeah. It's the language we use for communicating digitally.
Which is complicated in its own right. Well, I think I'm about to find... Well, oh no, I'm about to find a page. Face your adversary. Okay. Yes. Target lock. So does that definitively... It feels like it definitively is target lock, but also it might not be, because that has maybe S in it? Focus and evade. Focus and block. Oh! 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 It's focus! Oh! It's focus!
Da-da-da-da.
Dude, I'm learning language, guys! I'm learning language. Oh, hey, you can zoom in. Yes. That's gonna be helpful. That has to be focus. Okay, so that word
He's
is...
doing it.
This word is focus.
He reads like they do.
Moment of safety? You mean an iframe? That's a very odd way to say that, but yeah. Stamina points, 0 SP. You can always attack even without stamina. Flinch, knocked over. Huh. Huh. 'Cause yes.
Also, it needs to be said, the art in this manual is so good.
Yes. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So this, I think this definitively has something to do with S, and this has to be focus.
It seems like a solid assumption.
I am assuming. SS.
You are making statements.
See if I can glean any other S. I think S is the only overlap between press and focus. Yeah, that's how words work. Yes, those are the last two letters, so it has to be... Well, no, S is always at the top. S's are always oriented topside.
And so...
And it is to be assumed that it reads left to right on some way. This has...
I mean, certainly if that thing at the end of focus is an S, then it has to be left to right on some level.
Yes. Now the question is... E would be a very good word. E would be a very good letter to figure out. E, well, all the vowels would be super important to figure out.
I mean, E is the most common vowel, though, so you do have a point.
Only one vowel. This is two. This is two vowels. Am I... I'm seeing maybe F, O, C,
I don't
U,
think
S?
we can see whatever you're doing here.
Let me get my red. F, O, C, U. Here, I need to make a different layer too, because I do want that information. F, O, C, U, S. F, O, C,
Seems like a reasonable assumption.
E. The problem is this felt like 6. S. Maybe P. R. E. S. S. R. S. S. But this is like so big.
So big. I mean, that is also just how you drew it. You could look back at the original if you're concerned about the size of it.
Yeah, that's true.
It might be that your drawing isn't perfectly to scale.
Are you saying that I didn't draw it good enough, Sean?
I'll just say I definitely played some pranks on myself where my handwriting didn't line up the way that I thought it did when I was playing this.
S. Two S's. There's two S's. That's because that could be one letter. Like I
There's
assume...
something about this page that's really rude that I hadn't gone. This is my first time like revisiting the game since I beat it like a year and a half ago or something. So I haven't like dissected how this game doles out its like first handful of clues and stuff. And there is something about this page that is devious in my mind. They knew exactly what they were doing with a certain thing on this page, and it's so sneaky.
Am I gonna learn that the word press isn't the word press, Sean? Because I feel very proud that I found a letter. Okay.
No, yeah, no, you haven't done anything wrong. I mean, I'm not saying everything you have written here is correct, but you're taking all good steps here.
I feel positive, not confident, positive though, that there's some kind of correlation here with how it divvies out letters, and that certain letters are always at the top side and certain letters are always on the bottom side. That feels consistent. And how words are constructed are organized in a way that the word looks like it's a picture, but it is a series of letters. That's how I feel about it.
We have a foundational structure for Isaac's conceptual model of the language. Let's see how it goes from here.
Mm-hmm. Will this be the longest series we ever run as a
Silos?
Uh-huh. This is why I made a different layer for it.
Yeah. The different layer is honestly very clever.
Yeah. I'm a clever boy, what can I say? And being able to zoom in is going to be very imperative. Because the text gets really small.
By the way, this isn't relevant to anything, but I just wanted people to know because it's cool. I have a physical copy of this manual.
Yeah.
I love it.
Now this is interesting. This is interesting. There is some word that's associated at the top that means whatever. Maybe that's button? That might be button. That would make sense to me. Because it's one word and it's the same. What these two have in common is that they're a button. Well, one is a trigger, technically.
The trigger is a kind of button. In the broad scope.
Right. I want to say that whatever this is either button or input.
Yeah, the art is fantastic.
Yes. It's very, very, very descriptive, I guess. I don't know a better word for that, but like it's very clean, and I feel like it has to be given what they're doing.
Yeah, the even if you can't read any of what's on screen, the images convey a lot.
Mm-hmm. Which is also why this game is kind of a bit of a study of language, and as a whole of, if you can't read the language, what can you read? It's still important to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. It's all about deciphering, no matter what, even if you're not, hardcore like us trying to be like, what are the words? What are the letters? Well, I'm kind of doing a combination of either both discrete words and letters, if I can determine letters, but this is either button.
Bootin'. Who's got the bootin'?
Or input. And it depends on, I mean, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, it feels like 2. No, it feels like 3 letters. Well, 1. Yeah, I have no idea.
A lot of very important, very smart people determined that there appears to not be any singular concepts across all languages, and therefore creating a message that will avoid linguistic drift and ensure the message is heard and understood is nigh impossible. Really? That's interesting. I mean, there is some stuff that's consistent across at least most languages, but maybe not all, maybe not literally all, though.
Other than discrete pictures, which every language just describes in their own unique ways that might be even not consistent in that way, depending on how oh god, there's 2 of them. Oh, they're very strong. Bye. Maybe not
Your
that
stick
way.
means nothing to them.
Maybe not that way. I would like a sword. Guardhouse 2.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that is interesting, Silos. I haven't read into that specifically, but I sort of get what you mean, that, like, it something like nuclear waste disposal has to be so extremely specific and doesn't necessarily easily translate across any conceivable, way that people could come across it.
Oh my god, that's a lot of boys. Oh, that's a lot of boys.
Starter religion is a pretty good... Religions are very mimetic. I'm reading a book about somebody who's starting a religion right now, actually.
As in, like, just starting a religion to join, or starting a religion that other people can join?
I don't know yet, because I'm not that far in the book. It's fiction. I'm not joining a cult.
I mean, I wouldn't judge. We talk about cults a lot, so I'd be like, that seems about right.
Not L. Ron Hubbard, thankfully. No, I'm reading The Parable of the Sower, which is an early 90s climate catastrophe post-apocalypse novel. It's about society after the climate kills most of us, and food scarcity and clean water scarcity and all of that. It's really good, and it's also really it's sort of ahead of its time in a sense, because like this book was written in 1993 and it's about climate catastrophe, but it's like that didn't become a like well-known thing in the public consciousness until An Inconvenient Truth, really, which was like 15 years later. I
mean, sounds right up my alley.
It, Silos. It's just not, it wasn't part of the public consciousness, is what I mean. Like, it wasn't something that you could easily sell a fiction novel expecting people to be on board with.
That was not that much health. Okay.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Yeah, this is our first year with 1.5 average. That is correct, and seems likely that it will only be the first of many.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh, he killed his friend.
But yeah, and I also feel like the post-apocalypse genre wasn't as popular back then as it is now, so it's just cool. It's also really just well written in general. It's all about this teenage girl trying to fit all of the awful shit that's going on into some kind of conceptual philosophy that allows her to not feel hopeless. which feels very appropriate. It feels needed.
Yeah, this whole book sounds right up my alley. Though,
Yeah, I think you would like it.
speaking of books, you read a book that I have been recommending for a very long time, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I finally read Fahrenheit 451, which I've been meaning to do for ages.
So good, and I'm glad that you liked it. Grab? Maybe grab? Sword got. But yeah, you want to tell the class what you told me, though, about it, in that it... Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's get out of
That don't
menu.
pause.
That don't
good,
pause.
you rebound your stick. That's what you wanted, I think.
Oh, man, that's not safe. God, he does the de-aggro for a while, huh?
He chasing. He want you.
You sure do.
Did you notice the big fox head on the ground, by the way?
I did. I was fearing for my life, but I did.
You have sword now.
I have sword now. I'm gonna go sit at the bonfire. This is, if I ever find a word for it, this is definitely bonfire.
Uh-huh. And hey, now you have your answer about potions.
Okay. It's an Estus flask. Got it.
What was it you wanted me to share with the class about Fahrenheit 451? We had a long discussion about it. I don't know what one thing you're wanting me to pick out of that.
What did you compare it to that ended up being the good version of it? Because you were so mad about the other version.
So within the last year, I read, just a few months ago, I want to say, I read Brave New World for the first time, and that shit sucked. I hated Brave New World. But everything interesting about Brave New World that people pick out and pretend is like the focus of Brave New World, even though it's not, it is present in Brave New World, it's just not the focus. Everything that is interesting about Brave New World is actually the focus in Fahrenheit 451 and is handled way better.
Yeah.
It's way more in-depth, and it has way more interesting stuff to say about it. And it doesn't have all of the weird, creepy shit that Brave New World has. No, Fahrenheit 451 is great. I am a big fan.
Yes. I mean, for me, as far as, like, dystopian fiction goes, that made it work so well for me is how it handles its like, kind of social mechanism in what causes the... Well, okay, good. I was like, well, so much for all that money. Or, I assume it's money. Maybe it's food. I could eat it. Maybe.
It's
pellets. The game hasn't given me the option to find out if it's, just box pellets or not.
I haven't read 1984 Silos. I know I need to read it at some point. I'm sort of catching up on a lot of stuff that I have known for ages that I should read and haven't gotten around to. I don't have a copy of 1984 yet, though. Maybe I'll make an effort to pick that up next. See, I specifically read Brave New World instead of 1984 because there's so much conversation these days where people are like, Brave New World was actually way more accurate in its predictions about the direction of society than 1984. And I was like, okay, I should read both for, like, the contrast there, but I guess I'll focus on Brave New World since it's apparently more, like, relevant today than ever.
Which ironically...
And I was like, oh, maybe not.
Which ironically, hot take, we're going to talk about incredibly modernly relevant. Fahrenheit 451 is scaringly relevant right now, I feel like.
It is shocking how relevant Fahrenheit 451 is. I also didn't realize before I started reading it how old it was. For some reason, I always thought Fahrenheit 451 was like from the 80s, but that shit's 80 years old. Well, 70 years old. Hey, you know what your question block is now?
Oh, yeah. Wait, why was it... Wait, do I?
Oh, no, you don't. I'm sorry.
I was like, do I?
I wasn't looking close enough.
John lied to me. John lied to me.
Lied. Yeah, it is a classic theme. I definitely want to read 1984 at some point. I just haven't made it a priority. Especially after disliking Brave New World so much, I was like, maybe I'll focus on something else first before I finish out this compare and contrast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fire burn! Fire burn a lot!
You burned yourself.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Well, I mean, I didn't realize because I didn't think it would do this. Ooh, look at me being sneaky.
Oh.
And I've got blue
assets.
Okay, I can assume what blue is. Well, oh, don't. God damn it! I didn't mean to hit that. Well, those are gone now.
Bye-bye, fireballs.
Oh, I'll probably get more eventually. I accidentally hit that on accident. I don't know why. What was I playing recently that a menu was bound to Y? Fuck.
Were you replaying an old Silent Hill game? Oh, yeah. So yes.
Oh! That's cool! Oh, I'm dead.
You got murdered.
I lost some of my fox pellets. No! I need those.
Goodbye, fox pellets.
Did I lose some of them? Or oh, I'm actually... Okay, so I did go to heaven, hell, purgatory.
Limbo of some kind?
Now this is fascinating.
Also, I know Silos isn't back yet, but I wanted to address earlier, because Silos mentioned it's at your local library, which is totally valid and true.
Yeah.
My tack that I've taken is that I can afford to get these books, at least on the secondhand market, if nothing else. So I prefer to buy my own copy, and then if I don't want to keep it, I can just donate it to the library then, so that I'm contributing to the library for people who can't afford to buy them.
Man, I wish there was a way to unequip something.
You put your stick on it.
It's true, I can put my stick on it. Better than accidentally using it. But yeah, and for me, this is more of a convenience thing for me. If I can find an audiobook of it, that's kind of just what I'm preferring, except for one exception. I am going to have to read the paperback or like the, physical copy of House of Leaves.
Yeah, I mean, totally.
My understanding is you need a physical copy to read that book.
Well, so much of how that book works is to do with the physical layout of the text on the page. I have a copy of that. That's one of the books I picked up earlier this year in my big book buying spree.
Nice.
That is on my list to read, but it is not. It's not next up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've got me in a book reading mood again, and honestly, I hope I keep it up this time, because I feel like I got into a book reading mood, and then... I don't know why. I think I, get discouraged when I'm like, oh, I really want to read this book, but then I can't find it, so I'm just like, well, fuck it, I'll just do something else, I guess. And then I just stop reading books, which is not a good, that's not a good reaction to not being able to read a book, is to stop reading books. Because I really want to read Annihilation, but I might just have to finally start taking the plunge and actually buying or renting audiobooks, heaven forbid.
Oh.
Darn. But if I can get it for free,
there's an audiobook of it that you can get somewhere.
But, yeah, I'm glad you really enjoyed Fahrenheit 451, because so much of that book, just even texturally, it is in my category of books that are texturally pleasant to read.
Yes, the prose is quite good.
It evokes a certain amount of tone to it, and there's a headiness to the way that it is written that really does a good job of pulling the weight of the kind of headspace everyone is in, including the reader. It's so goddamn good. Also, Clarice, absolutely one of my... I found that!
You found something.
Oh, it's art piece. Or something piece. I guess I shouldn't assume what it is, because if there's anything that this game does right, is you shouldn't assume what something is until you can say for certain. That just had a blue, which is more.
It's a blue
than,
pellet.
Yeah, blue pellets are more than yellow pellets. Well, the music stopped and he's bigger. He's probably a boss. Oh, and I made a shortcut. Is there? At least not right now. Is there not a map of this game?
Not that you've got.
Huh. Ah, fuck.
Oh, this is good. This is what you want.
Yes. Yes.
Unironically,
It's
yes.
fine. I wasn't even scared. I wasn't even scared.
How satisfying is it that you can one-shot them now?
Very. This game actually has a very interesting difficulty curve. I really like it. I wasn't sure at first if it was going to immediately be like super hard or super easy, but it's landed somewhere in a medium that I think is actually really good and appropriate. Like, I think it's hard to do that.
Yeah,
Like-
its combat difficulty is higher than I anticipated going in, but it does a good job of like sort of just making you engage with its mechanics more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's overly punishing or anything.
No. Also, something about this music and this presentation is giving me actually big Nier vibes. Just like
Interesting.
really big Nier vibes.
The color palette for sure. The color palette is very near.
Yes. It's that wilting piano that keeps playing, keeps tickling my ears.
Tickling your ear hole.
Uh-huh. I mean, if we want to, to quote the man, put this on the list of, I want more games like this. The irony is I want more games like this because, not because it is Zelda, but because it's so otherwise unlike anything I've ever played. I want more archaeology games.
Hell yes.
So
Me
badly.
too.
Would you say that probably Dark Souls 1 was one of the earliest close iterations to this style of game that we ever
Metroid
experienced?
Prime.
Yeah, Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime is like the archaeology game.
It's true. They do a good job of making it clear that there's information to be had. Ow.
Mm-hmm.
I want games that encourage you to study them. I want more things that encourage you to study them. Believe it or not, I like studying. Especially when the studying is interesting. Because it makes my brain work. It turns my brain on to do.
Don't tell me what turns your brain on.
My brain gets so hard when it has to think, man.
You don't want a hard brain, you want a soft, wet brain. It gets your brain wet.
That's true. Better? Better? But yeah, I do feel like I keep on switching off Fahrenheit 451. I don't know why. I do want to talk about it more, because it's been a book that I really wanted to talk about for a long time, because it's got so much in it that...
Yeah, so you mentioned that Clarice is one of your favorite characters. Did you have something you wanted to say about Clarice? Because I do think Clarice is interesting, but you definitely responded to her more than I did.
I just find her to be incredibly evocative, especially to like me, as far as like the kind of person that she is, to contrast the kind of world that she is in, and also to be weirdly, at least at first, an anchor for the audience, to be like both a little bit of like eccentric but also clearly noteworthy in the setting based on how the main character is acting.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so Fahrenheit 451, if you really boil it down, is basically about anti-intellectualism and the loss of intellectual curiosity, specifically. And so Clarice represents sort of the foil to that, as this perpetually intellectually curious person who is just curious about everything she comes across.
Mm-hmm.
And the relationship that she has with the main character is interesting because, hey, you found your money bag.
Hey! Oh, God, these freaking spiders, though.
These spiders are bad.
Oh my
butts.
God, there's so many, too.
They're a fucking squad.
Oh my God, there's so many.
But yeah, so Clarice and her relationship with the protagonist is like pivotal to the opening of his eyes, right? Like,
Yeah.
reminding him that he doesn't have that he does want to ask questions, that he does want to live his life with wonder.
Yeah.
He's just sort of lived so long in a culture that is that discourages that he's forgotten how satisfying it is to live your life with wonder and to ask questions and pursue conflicting answers.
Mm-hmm.
Squad's coming.
Yep, but the
Oh,
fruit
you got a
squad...
peppermint stick.
Fruit squad got to deal with the fact that I got the peppermint stick. Ow! It... Yeah!
The peppermint stick is power.
That's good game design. But yeah, like, and just, she's a kind of character archetype that I personally am very drawn to. To just put it bluntly, some of the next closest characters I can think of that I relate to her would be characters like Rin, just individuals who seem to have this very almost strange perspective on things that is like not necessarily otherworldly, but just like atypical and not normal. And as you put, like a very maybe, but like with just a sense of like, and
a berry
I found
or something.
a radish.
A radish.
She just has this perspective that is made very clear that both the main character and the world do not really hold.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always drawn to characters that evoke some kind of level of that. And
yeah. And she's also presented in a very evocative way, right? Like, not only does she have this sort of like foreign perspective, but also all of the scenes with her are presented in this sort of ethereal way. His interactions with her feel dreamlike in a sense, and
doesn't he?
What's up?
Doesn't he almost like describe her as like a drug at one point? I feel like the way that she talks and stuff, because it's like him unintentionally. I found Dogecoin. Well, clearly it's Foxcoin. It does something. Like
I don't remember him describing her as being like a drug, but
or like intoxicating in some way.
Yeah.
But,
I
like
do
obviously
think
not in a sexual way, but like in the way that she talks and stuff, being so otherwise foreign to him.
Mm-hmm. I also think that it's striking how impersonal her death is. Like,
yeah,
I feel like a character like that in any other book would be like, oh, they're persecuted and they're like the government's keeping them down or something like that. But she dies in that book not because of some evil that was like enacted upon her, or not because she's being suppressed. She dies for completely mundane reasons that are just like problems that the world doesn't care to address, that don't even have anything to do with her. Which really that really hit me.
Yes.
That whole thing.
And I mean, there are so many moments like that where the main character is even just like clearly upset by it, but like even he has a hard time processing why, and that bothers him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just so many moments like that that I'm just like, God damn. Oh, misjudged. Fine. There are so many moments like that where he just he's put in these situations that he's like, I don't want to have to think about this, but the world keeps on putting me in situations like it, right? But because of the way that...
And I don't consciously want to be thinking about it, but my brain just won't let it go.
Exactly. It's just so many things, and also the what I like to call the mechanism of the actual, like, the more tropey, like, authoritarianism and dystopian elements of its setting are still pretty unique in that I feel like it's almost at this point a little bit, like, expected, right? Like, if you have an authoritarian setting that, like, it's... What am I hitting? It's either some combination of, like, a political group or some, you know, overarching boogeymen or something that are causing the, like, kind of authoritarian thing, and that society is just at some kind of, you know, at some kind of, consequence. No, that's not the word I want. See, guys, this is why we need to play this game, because words sometimes don't work in my brain anyways. So, but, like, the main thing that I want to get to about it is that very much it establishes that a lot of the sort of, like, why do I keep doing that? The social discourse that is happening in that book is on a social level and is caused because people genuinely want it that way as a majority. And that's terrifying to me.
Yeah, and it's terrifying, and it's more relevant today than ever. Like,
yes,
highly, highly recommend Fahrenheit 451, because it truly is shockingly relevant, even 70 years on.
I really like the way that I described it to you, Sean, of being like, the reason why conditions are so bad and dystopic are because mental health as on a social level is so poor that people are too afraid to engage with anything. Mm-hmm. And that's terrifying to think about, that a book would be about that even. So, yeah.
It's very good. Welcome back, Silas. We just finished talking about Fahrenheit 451.
Good, great book. Always reminds me that Mr. Bradbury... Oh! I think
Got the double tap.
I think I'm still not quite understanding certain minutia with the stamina in this game. Gotta be careful.
There are a lot of really good books out there, Silas.
Yeah. I'm reading one of them right now.
That I've gotten back into reading the past year or two. Like, I used to read all the time as a kid. It was my favorite hobby, and then it kind of got... I kind of lost my passion for reading in, like, late middle school because I unironically ran out of books to read in my school library. And then I just sort of never picked the habit back up in high school, and that was that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've had the opposite experience of I just grew up either generally being disinterested or just not finding books that really captured me. So I just didn't really seek books for a long time. And now I'm like going through these waves of like, I just need to start reading shit, because I did not read enough. I really didn't. Okay, I figured out what that is. That's what I thought. Ooh, ow. Okay, maybe don't use any resources on him, because I did not have very much health.
Mm-hmm. This is a trial run.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's interesting. I have really had to, like, heavily curate my use of Reddit. Like, Because there was a period in my life where I found that I was just like doom scrolling on Reddit way too much. But Reddit has good tools for managing that. You just have to
that's actually
be
really nice.
I mean, not good tools, but you can manage what subreddits you're in, and like the key to getting a good experience out of Reddit is unsubbing from all of the default subs and any sub that just spams low value, generally inoffensive shit at you. Like, the worst thing that you can be subbed to is a sub that has hundreds of posts a day that you can scroll through indefinitely, but that isn't ever really giving you anything of significant value.
Yeah,
like those subs are complete killers. So like the only subs I'm subbed to are ones that are pretty low volume, high consistency, so that if there is just a point where I run out of content on Reddit if I scroll for very long, and then I'm like, oh, I guess I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have a little bit of that with Instagram, where I can catch myself I just need to stop doing that, because I do it like before I go to bed or when I wake up, and I'm like, I really need to stop doing that. I just need to really stop doing that in general. The problem is it is enough of a resource for certain things that I do like catalog, like mainly like if I want to utilize anything for, you know, a shit post or anything, I need to have a resource coming from it somewhere. But also it does mean that oftentimes I'm just looking at bullshit, which probably isn't good for me.
Yeah, Discord. I love Discord as a low scale social tool, but I hate I hate the way that people use Discord as a community management tool, because it sucks shit for that.
Yeah.
It's so bad for it being just a black hole of information that would otherwise have lived on forums.
Yep.
And on wikis and on even places like Reddit. Like, any information that gets put into Discord instead of a more permanent searchable home is just wasted.
Yeah. Which is a shame. Because, yeah, like, I utilize Discord for, like, some things intentionally to try to, like, catalog or categorize things, but it definitely is not the best at it. Like, I'm almost like, man, I definitely should be doing something or using something else, but what I found it very useful was just very short-term file transfer. That's, like, the best thing that it's for.
It's disposable. It's good for immediate short-term communication, but it's bad for any kind of long-form thing that is meant to live beyond the momentary conversation.
But yeah. People use it for an information store, yeah. And it really shouldn't.
And I think part of that is a cultural shift, too, because culturally, there's been a lot of pushback. There's always been sort of a cultural thing of, like, people asking questions that they could have just Googled the answers to. But I feel like that's gotten more and more common, and it's even gotten popular enough that people pushing back against that are generally in the minority and considered to be kind of dicks for it. Like, asking questions instead of searching for the answers yourself, even for extremely simple questions, has just become the normal way to go about getting information today, which is fascinating. I won't even say it's good or bad, because they're just different skills, right? Like, if anything, you could argue that, like, understanding where to go to get information from real people is a very valuable skill. it's just interesting how that culture has shifted, and I think that has to do with why Discord is more the home of information these days, because people don't think of it as a resource for other people to look up. They think of it as a resource for them to go and have a conversation, which is how they think about getting information.
Mm-hmm.
I am still very much in the old school camp of looking things up. I am a Wikipedia contributor, so, you know. Sorry, that was probably the wrong wording. I donate to Wikipedia. I don't work on Wikipedia articles.
And you're not the one who wrote the Bible. Who wrote the Bible?
I didn't write who wrote the Bible.
Who wrote the Bible? That is still one of my favorite random wiki pages that JT brings up. So stupid. So, I'm putting some stuff together. Is this potion?
Seems like a reasonable assumption.
Maybe, press and potion both start with P, but doesn't seem to be right. John, that doesn't seem correct. Even a little bit.
Whoa.
What?
Nothing, I looked away and I saw you waggling a line at me.
Uh-huh. It's a fun thing that's actually going to be useful here is sometimes, and I don't know what the setting is, and it's usually annoying, but it's not the end of the world. I can just immediately undo it, and it'll just show what the line I actually made was. But in this case, if you're, like, drawing a line, it will sometimes just straighten out lines for you automatically, which is weirdly helpful here. And allow you to, like, readjust them manually.
Yeah.
Boy. If P is somewhere in here, I don't fucking know where. Wait.
Oh?
Wait. Hold on. Hold on.
A brainwave is happening.
P. They're firing. Okay. The letter, that's focus. Press was that. Okay. No. We might have a letter here. We might actually have a letter here. Hold on.
Oh?
If I could figure my shit out. So I'm seeing that this here, is this right here is P? I think this right here is P? See, go back to the word, press. WordPress, not the site, the word. I mean...
That is the same shape.
Yeah, I think that's the letter P. Okay, we've got the... Dude, this is how my brain works. Now you're gonna see why the alphabet's so hard for me, man.
I mean, you gotta get there some way.
Uh-huh.
The path that you walk is your own.
True. This is an underletter.
Underletter is my favorite indie game.
Me too. They've got the funny dog. Everybody likes funny dog. Man, I did like make a joke recently being an Undertale fan to like somebody, and they were like, "Joke's on you, Canary. I just don't even care. And I'm like, that's a shame, but I get it. The fandom fucking sucks, so
I don't.
anyone
I hear people complain about the fandom much more than I hear anything from the fandom.
it's true. I just always get this impression that Undertale has been ruined by people who like Undertale, which sucks. I hate when that happens. It makes me sad because I'm like knowing this person as little as I have known them so far. I'm like, you probably would like it, but the problem is when people talk about Undertale, they treat it like the second coming of Christ, and when in reality, it's just a really good game. It's just a really good game. That's what I would pitch it to people. It's like a really good game with some really good theming in it that I like a lot. It
Mhm.
could change your life, it could not, but it is still worth playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very smart game with a lot of really well constructed themes and a lot of one of the most well constructed meta narratives I've ever seen in any medium.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not afraid to give uh opulent praise to that game.
Now, this is interesting. He's here. He's here. Why is... Why... Sean.
What's up?
Well,
What are you thinking?
well, here's a discrepancy that's making me go, I might not have the right idea, because this P is the first P in press, but this P is the first P in potion if this is P, so I don't fucking know.
Are you confused? Are you? Is what you're saying that the order of the letters doesn't make sense in that if you're in your current system and character assignment?
Yes.
That is a good observation. It truly is nonsense.
But this is like O, because this is here too, so this is O. Oh.
Oh
Oh.
my
Oh.
god.
Oh. Oh!
Oh.
Oh! O is somewhere in here. I'm seeing O, maybe?
Oh, oh, it's magic.
I
No.
know! Come on, baby, let's go. Yeah, I see an O. See an O. And I see maybe another O. Because that's the only overlap here for O's, is O's, O's, O's. If this word is potion, but I would have to assume it's potion because, well, no, I don't have to assume anything, I guess. I assume that this has to be potion because this seems too short. This, context speaking, magic would not make sense there. And that doesn't seem long enough to be magic potion.
Yeah. That I can agree to. What do you think about the way that A is described on that same page?
It is denoting 3 functions, I'm thinking, which is probably dodge, run, and dodge, sprint, or run, and the third function that I don't know yet. Maybe swim? Dive?
Pretty sure you know it. It would be pretty embarrassing if you don't know it.
Dodge, run, oh, and interact.
Da 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 da.
Uh-huh. But yeah, fuck, what were we talking about? I got so distracted with myself. There was something we were talking about that I definitely wanted to talk more about. And
we were talking about the evolution of information technology and social media.
Yeah.
vis-a-vis the way that people get information on Discord.
I mean, I feel like it... Oh, hey, look, a map. Old house.
map.
Well, it's East Forest. I am there. Oh, that's a nice little legend. Slorm!
Gotta love Slorm.
The type of slime.
Tip.
Just... It. I love the confused face of the fox in the bottom left.
It looks like something you would draw.
Uh-huh. Well, thank you. It does, though. Huh. Oh, that's my under the well. His current position. God, this even has this cartography. I just want to be in more games. Actual cartography is just not a thing in so many games that it should be.
I mean, it is a common theme in a lot of the games I love. Like, my all-time favorite game is Hollow Knight, and cartography is a legitimate part of that game as well. Stupid or stupid, that is true. Nobody appreciates navigational challenges. That's not true.
Remember, Sean, this game would have been banned in Firefight 451 because it makes people use their brains too much.
It's true. It gives you conflicting ideas, and that's not kosher.
And people would complain that it made them think too much and that they couldn't just enjoy the game without having to think too much. Hey, to go back to Fahrenheit 451, that really is one of the big driving things for me that really makes that whole situation work, right? Is like, it isn't so much even that people are like, oh, these ideas are dangerous. It's more just like, people are like, we don't want to be bothered with them. They hurt our brains too much. We just don't want to think about it.
So Silas asks an interesting question as to why Fahrenheit 451 doesn't have a video game adaptation or like someone implementing those themes into a video game yet. My first immediate thought was, what do you think about Spec Ops: The Line as sort of being the closest video game equivalent of that? Because it's all about how people who play modern military shooters don't want to think about the implications of war. They just want to shoot gun and feel like hero.
Yeah, I mean,
that's certainly a much narrower scope than Fahrenheit 451.
Right. Because I mean,
the closest thing I can think of it. Ooh, I highly recommend Spec Ops: The Line, Silas.
Yes.
It's really good.
That's honestly, I might be due for a revisit of that, and I would absolutely stream it and have a literary dissection of it because it deserves a kind of video game book club analysis. And I was gonna say, it was like a big part of that game in general is its kind of literary importance as a video game, you know? Because
what I find fascinating about Spec Ops: The Line is, more than anything else, the adaptation life cycle of the Heart of Darkness.
And
it's so
Apocalypse Now,
fascinating that the Heart of Darkness has been remade into a film 50 years after, like way after, and then another 40 or 50 years later got made into a video game, and every time it's totally reimagined with a totally new setting to fit the modern audience that it's targeting, and the story is restructured and recontextualized, and all three of them are masterpieces.
Yes. I mean,
it is wild that all of them are as good as they are.
A big important element to that is, I think, the kind of like meta nature of even the original, even if it was maybe not the focus, there is a meta element to the original Heart of Darkness that is in there, that it is good because of its association with literature and what it's wanting to discuss, and that has been adapted to just broader media as a whole, dependent on the media that it's depicted through. And it's so fascinating that every single time it has to utilize the media that it's criticizing.
Yes.
Every single time. And it's it's almost fascinating that people like grappled to that, right? Like they were attracted to doing that. That wasn't like even intended by Joseph Conrad to spur an entire meta narrative about how the genre of a piece of literature can become problematic based on its representation. He just was wanting to talk about how it's really fucked up how we keep on romanticizing really fucked up things in what was modern literature for him. That's all he was trying to say.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Yeah, Silos, if you're not aware already, Heart of Darkness, classic short story or novella, really, remade into Apocalypse Now, classic film, or reimagined into Apocalypse Now, classic film, and then reimagined again into Spec Ops: The Line, classic game.
Yes.
It's a whole evolution, and it's very cool. Yeah. And you don't need the context from any one of them to understand the others. I actually went through them in reverse order. Now that I think about it, because I played Spec Ops: The Line when it was pretty new, and then I watched Apocalypse Now like 5 years ago, and then I just read Heart of Darkness like a year or two ago.
Yeah, and they're each very. What also is fascinating about that whole thing too, right? Is like they're also independently still like their own pieces of fiction, and like have very independent kind of premises and analyzations of what they're talking about. It's just the avenue of what they're talking about. Oh yes.
He's got peppermint sticks for you.
Oh, for 100. Okay. Oh boy, controller. That's gonna kill me at some point. It's going to kill me at some point.
It almost killed you earlier.
But yeah, I feel like Heart of Darkness, out of those three though, is still very much just as a piece of literature, much more influential even. And I'm noticing, like, as probably should be in a good way reading more things, realizing how much literature has actually impacted a lot of my favorite video games, because like I mean
literature is basically the foundation of all modern media, right? Like literature was the first mass-produced media.
And the reason why I bring that up, well, he's dead. Fuck that guy.
Shit, I was drinking that. Almost made me spit take. Oh, that was so funny looking.
That poor guy.
He had no idea.
If you can find the timestamp, send me the timestamp for that. That was really funny.
Yeah, you got it.
But so much of that book has also played indirect influence to things like, I'm noticing Silent Hill just has a lot of literary influence just in general. It really does. Like, with the way that it handles tone and the way that it expresses...
I mean, that wears that on its sleeve, right? Like,
yeah.
That's the whole thing with all of its street names being named after authors. You poked your fork.
Hitting the fork. Oh, is it matching the music? It changed tone. Oh, it is! I love that. It's a tuning fork. But yeah, like between that and then I've been reading, I just started to, like, literally over the course of 2 days and have nearly finished already the King in Yellow. As a Silent Hill fan, and a Signalis fan, kind of owe it to yourself to read that fucking book. I've liked it on the whole. I think its second half is weird in a way that it isn't as good as the first half, but is still, like, solid. But it's really good, both for just also feeling very much like, wow, the kind of writing tone that Silent Hill has just been in books. It's just been in books, and I didn't know it was there. And very much, The King in Yellow has that, as well as some fun... For now, I'm gonna call them Easter eggs. I'm gonna call them Easter eggs, Sean, because I don't know what else to call definitely one of the things that I found in The King in Yellow. If I was drinking, I would have spit everywhere. It scared me.
You got a jump scare from a book.
Yeah, but because of the video game, it's genuinely like, what the fuck is that doing there? But it's handled in a way that I have to give credit to the game for, like, knowing
The game being
that...
Signalis.
The game being Signalis, of being aware of knowing that mentioning the book and relying on the players to put it together that, again, like, oh, the book's a real thing, and then to read the book and then to put together even something as simple as that to be like, what the fuck is that doing there? Because that's something that... I'll just put it this way, as I cryptically told both Sean and James, I found the box. So I highly recommend reading the book because it just, like, slaps you and you're like, why is that there? Why is that there? So, very good on Signalis for just straight up knowing how to utilize something like that to fuck with your brain a little bit. It's very good. This boy keeps blocking my attacks. I don't like it.
He's got a big shield.
They do got a big shield. Oh, and this
That's
guy got
cheating.
He got a big blast. I don't like that either. I like the way that this game handles its health bar because it is very much a bar that has a numeral to it of some kind, but it doesn't tell you what it is on both sides. I like that. Like,
I mean,
when
it's pretty standard health bar stuff. I mean, it's 3D.
It is 3D.
It's a health bar with a weird perspective, but it's just a health bar.
It's got a weird perspective, and something about it just obscures enough, like, for me to be like, I actually don't know how much I'm
makes
feeling
it slightly harder to read, which I don't mind.
You little shit. Stop that. Ah, you son of a bitch. Okay. Wait. If I'm low on stamina... God damn it. I was really trying very hard to avoid that, actually. So if I'm low on stamina... Attacks take stamina? But no, stamina shouldn't affect attacks. I know that to be true. Oh. Well, this gate has words.
It sure does.
It has 2 words. I don't know what words, but it has 2 words. Yeah, I feel like I go in waves with books and stuff, though, because, like many pieces of media, I will always be drawn back to media, but I always feel like I get in a combination of headspaces and just time management of being like, I don't have time for that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I go through cycles with media where I'll be all in on one specific medium for a while, and then I'll get tired of it and move on to a different medium for a while.
And I mean, I do feel like I do myself a disservice sometimes when I'm like so often, you know, like just putting things on in the background podcast style, and it's like, what's more a podcast than a book?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you've got the enough attention to spare to listen to it.
Though I do find myself sometimes in kind of a curious, for example, today, like a curious accidental cycle of like losing my place and then having to, or not having to, but unintentionally re-listening to something, but also in a weird sense that kind of helps me out because I might have missed something anyways.
Uh-huh.
I have a very blunt, I'll put it that way, I have a very blunt
Brain.
I have a very blunt brain. No, I have a very blunt relationship with media sometimes, even though I really do like getting into the weeds with a lot of things, I feel like.
I mean, even if you're actively reading, like physically reading, that kind of thing can happen. Like, it's well, you destroyed the sign.
I did. I'll never know what it says now.
It's a common thing when you're reading for you to realize that your eyes have been passing over the text, but you haven't actually ingested anything that has been said because your mind wandered somewhere else.
And I feel like I particularly struggled with that when I was younger, especially because I would like, that's why I hate that I'm such a slow reader in a certain sense, is because like if I read too fast, I just don't actually read what's on the page. That just happens. So I have to like physically slow myself down because I just won't actually ingest anything if I quite literally eat the words too quickly.
I'm not a particularly fast reader either. I've never minded that. I'm not like slow, but I feel like for as much as I read, I feel like people who read a lot usually read really fast, and I definitely don't. I read at a talking rate, and I like that because I'm like, I am playing the scene out in my brain, right? I don't want to be fast forwarding through the scene.
David ingests media like a sieve. It's incredible. He will listen to audiobooks at like 1.5 to 2 times speed because oftentimes audiobooks are too slow for him. He's just like, I need the words faster. This is too slow. Including dialogue too. He actually sometimes criticizes that some VA work is just too slow. It feels like they're like, in one sense, yes, you're being very dictative, but the downside is if you're just talking too slow, it's just too slow for him. And yeah, like he finds dialogue to, if dialogue is not moving fast enough, he would rather just prefer reading it himself. Okay, it is a thing that I don't know why my brain was like, oh, L to grab. This is clearly an enemy. I don't know why my brain thought that. L to interact. I sure was interacting with it.
That is true. It interacted with you more than anything.
Boy, now I have to be like, how did I even get there? Because the game is now blossomed open. But yeah, he ingests media at a very fast pace, and I'm just like, I have to have my bedtime story told to me so I can be lulled to sleep.
I'll if I'm watching something for like informational purposes and I'm not looking to enjoy it, then I'll watch it at, 1.75 or 2 times speed. But if I'm engaging in a piece of media, I'm not just trying to learn the things that happen as fast as possible. Which, that sounds like a slight. I'm not saying that David is wrong or bad for the way that he engages with media. I'm just saying that it doesn't work for me.
Yeah. Either. I very much am a slow cook, slow digest kind of person. If I can take my time with something, I absolutely want to. That's why this series is probably actually going to last 5 times longer than the length of the game. Because I want to digest.
This is actually why I haven't been like super gung-ho about like trying to convince you to play this on stream specifically, is because I do wonder what the format of your stream is going to do to your experience playing this game, vis-a-vis only playing it once a week.
Well, I'll have notes. I'll have the fun of looking over my notes every week. Maybe I'll give myself homework and study and pore over my notes. Like a real fucking archaeologist. This might be a problem.
It's fine.
Also, can I commend this game for maybe the most interesting self-imposed difficulty curve I've ever seen in a game? On a certain level, this game has a meta difficulty of you can just engage with the game and you have all the tools without having to go any deeper to play the game and explore the game and complete the game, but there's a certain self-imposed challenge that the game eggs you on to take, right? And hard mode for this game is trying to meet all facets of it on an equal playing field. And that's fascinating. I don't think I've had a single game tell me hard mode is making me have to use more of my brain. I think that's brilliant.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. I found a bunch of treasures. So it's
found
also
a bunch of Trevor and a little bit of peppermint sticks. And a flower.
And a flower. Don't know what the flower does. Still don't know what those do.
What was the last manual piece you got, by the way? I don't know if I wasn't paying attention or what.
I believe I got a map.
Is this one?
Okay, moment of safety. Stability low. High. Special tech, okay? Now that's interesting. Special tech, no safety. Hurt more. And the illustrations in this game are so good. I want to study this as an artist, because right here, the 816 3264 is an important thing that I know I need. So cool. 816 32 64.
This is another fascinating thing about this game for me, is that these are not just manual pages, these are used manual pages.
Yes, these are annotated manual pages. I haven't used the word annotate in probably 13 years. I'm 75 years old.
Oh, Lord. Sword, stick,
shield, rudling.
Rudling. I love rudling.
Rudling is a word. Bomb, and bomb. We've got... Oh, they're ice bombs. They're not things that you drink, Sean.
You probably shouldn't drink them.
You probably shouldn't. There's a part of me that wants an iteration of this now where you get something like this. You're like, drink, not drink, and you have to figure it out. And one of the things you can do is experiment, and you always will have the option to drink or consume something. So you go, whatever it is, clearly not good for me. And then you have a moment like this later where you go, oh, I drank the bomb. Or, maybe even curiously, have it have a positive effect. And then you see this and you go, bomb? No, I love... Immediately this is making me both very clearly engaged with the game and very much already immediately thinking about what I would want to see games doing with this.
Mm-hmm.
There are fruits, there are keys, there's hot pepper / ivy. That's fascinating. There's effigy. There's
Effigy
lure.
is so cute.
Effigy is never anything strange. I find this interesting that it is specifically a blue pen for 8/16/32, and then 64 is written in with a different pen, kind of implying that they had 8, 16, and 32, and then wrote in 64 later.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I would, like, process of elimination, order of events, assume that to mean. And then
I think that's a good assumption.
Maybe... Well, why would they... Interesting. This has something to do with a meter. I don't know what, but it has something to do with the meter. The red word is read twice. So it's an important word that I gotta figure out. I need to figure out this word. I'm gonna actually make a note of that. I need to figure out this word. Clearly it's an important word.
I'm gonna figure out this word because I'm curious what it is too.
In before, it's just the word, like... Well, it's 2 letters. The word to, as... This is the only... On. Well, it can't be on. Well, it could be on. I don't know. Actually, I'm even gonna write it in red. It's that important.
Oh. Boy. Oh, yeah, okay. Interesting.
What?
Just what this word is.
I'm guessing it's a lot more than 2 letters. I am interpreting this as 2 letters, but I'm guessing it's more than 2 letters. Also, I need to remember, at least based on the way that I'm going to write these words, is I always have to start with the center horizontal line.
If nothing else, it helps with lining things up.
Yes. In fact, I need to zoom in a little bit more. I'm a little zoomed out. Then this, a very interesting letter. This is a very interesting letter. Seemingly it's maybe 2 letters based on this appearing in a previous word? Huh. I'm just gonna say important word. Question mark, because I don't know if it's an important word, but it's always red, or at least on this page it's always red, so it signifies something.
There's a blue word on the next panel down.
I was gonna say, there's also a blue word. if there's any... And I mean, like, definitely the red word pops out to me because it's red in 2 different places.
Not so different. It's red in 2 places within that panel.
Mm-hmm.
But if it shows up in other panels, we don't know.
That's also fair. This word was blue. Kind of a long one. Kind of a big word if I'm understanding that there's, like, maybe conjugations of letters? That's not S. Whatever it is, it's not S. Also, yeah, I will admit, I actually really like writing in this style. There's something really satisfying about it that I picked up on. I like it. Very clean in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I love the way that this script works. I'll be curious once you understand it a little better if you like writing it more or less.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how that sensation, how that feeling evolves over time as you understand what you're actually doing better.
Mm-hmm. And again, like, I can't think of a single game that has me doing this much, like, very discreet, like, note-taking. And I love it. The word guard is somewhere in that tip. Hold on.
We have the technology.
It's true. That's... Oh, I need to see if this is the word guard. See, I just need to start accruing words. That's the biggest thing I need to do, is start accruing words more than anything else. Which is also an interesting... Do you think this game, on some level, very cleverly tries to put the player in the mindset of how you actually go about learning a language, and or at least what'll work best for them? Because I'm noticing I probably pick up words first and then figure out the letters, is where I'm going right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it mirrors the experience of learning a language the hard way.
Yes.
It mirrors the experience of learning a language without having like instruction materials to work from.
It's true. And in my case, any sense of organization at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's some organization. You've got words and then alphabet separated out as 2 separate things.
It's true. I've got that, and now I'm about to go in a direction I think you're gonna hate.
It's whatever works for your process. No, this tracks. You just got 2 columns now.
So the word guard is my...
The biggest killer for this methodology is synonyms.
Oh, you're right. See, that's what I was thinking, is like, I have to think of as many different words that it could be until I can definitively be like, that word? And that's why I'm writing this down, is if this is the word guard, which I don't think it is, because I think it has at least 2 of the same letter, and guard doesn't have any letters, any repeat letters, but neither does shield. Block? Block doesn't have it either. I don't know a synonym for shield, guard, or block that have a repeating letter. So I have to start with something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just something you've always got to keep in mind is like, if this isn't working, is it because I've done something wrong, or is there a synonym I should be using instead?
Mm-hmm. Now,
Mhm.
yes, that word is in there.
It is, in fact, in there.
So it is a verb. Can confirm is a verb. I think we can confirm verb. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to... Verbs. And I'll organize this later, maybe?
You
Ah,
also already
jeez.
written guard block, just in case you hadn't.
Fuck! I did already write guard block. Fuck!
I wanted to let you play that whole situation out because it seemed like it was helpful for your brain. But you did have that written down already.
This might be... Well... I did. Fuck. I need to read my notes. I actually need to read my notes. Guys, fun fact, when you make notes that you want to, like, keep note of something, you should probably read them.
Taking notes is only the first step.
Also, if we're
Reading notes is the second step.
If we're to glean anything from this page, page 12 is mostly verbs.
Yeah, it should be.
So RB isn't potion. I think that's heal?
Or it
Or
could
restore? Or it could be potion. But potion isn't a verb. Potion's a noun, Sean. You don't potion the potion.
be.
It could also be drink. I don't potion the potion. I usually don't potion the potion. Usually. This is another thing that this game does immediately really well too, just in general, is to be like, there's so much information. There's so much information overlap that they just put on the player to start putting things together.
Mm-hmm.
Auto bolt. It wants to protect something, but what? Circle around and use the shield. Done it by blocking. I don't even think... Have I seen a Slorm? I don't think I've seen a Slorm.
Well, they're under the well.
I haven't been yet. Under the well is... Where is... Oh, ooh, but I haven't been down a well yet. I need to find a way to get down the well.
There is a well marked on the map.
There is a well... There are 2 wells, I think, marked on the map. There's also the old house I want to get to. Actually, I think this is the old house. I think I'm in the old house right now. In fact, I think this is the old house.
Whew. Nice dodge.
Thank you. Boy, I can't wait to have a shield. I feel like the shield will make a huge difference.
It do help.
Missed. Ugh. Ugh. I feel like I was a little late on that, but it's fine. There's a cage there, but I can't reach it. There's a door here, but I can't interface with it. I gotta be careful, actually. So I'm gonna run past everything.
That is a valid strat.
Okay, this is where I was when I died? I thought I died
Is
over
it?
here. I don't remember where I died, actually.
You died to the turret.
Oh, right. Eh. I actually like that this game has a degree of no lock fighting, that you aren't required to use the lock if you don't feel that it is necessary. I like when a game can do that. Maybe that. Hold on. Oh, that's the old house.
That's the old house. Need a key for that old house.
Apparently, I kind of was hoping I could go through the window, but my short little fox arms aren't gonna get up there.
Yeah, you ain't got no ups.
Mm-hmm. Note, Holy Cross. What the fuck? They say that if you throw enough bombs, you'll get a prize, so don't be afraid to use them. Interesting.
I do love that they are like, hey, actually use your expendables.
Yeah.
Your consumables.
I mean, there's a degree of this game that I feel like understands and knows that it encourages you to experiment. Because that's like a tough thing with stuff like this, right? Is that it's sometimes difficult to encourage players to experiment in a video game. I do genuinely think that is difficult to instill in a player, given how...
There's a fear of wasting resources, and there's a tendency to latch on to the first thing that works and, like, not give that up.
Yep.
And there's a tendency to just sort of bash your head against something even if it's not working.
When in reality, oftentimes you can even overcome some things in almost any game by just literally doing something different than you thought to do before. And sometimes it like makes sense, and sometimes it's not warranted. There are plenty of examples that I can't think of games that ask you to think creatively, but then give you no tools to do so.
Famously, Deus Ex Human Revolution, in its original version, had a whole system of, you know, it's supposed to be a successor to Deus Ex, so it has all the different skills you can learn, and you can develop like a non-combat oriented playstyle and all of that. But then it had boss fights that were the development of them was farmed out to a third-party studio who just made like ye old standard traditional combat boss fights. So if you had made a non-combat oriented build, you would just be fucked when you got to the boss fights.
And what sucks is, if they did it right, absolutely Deus Ex would be rife for having the option to talk the boss out of fighting.
Yeah, and the director's cut, or whatever they called it, addressed that issue and cleaned the fights up so that there were actually options for utilizing the other skills to get advantages in those fights.
That's good.
So they did go back and fix the problem, but it is pretty shameful that it released that way.
Yeah. I want to get behind it, but that is easier said than done, game. Ow. I ran out of stamina and I died.
Yeah.
I actually really like the way that this game handles that dodge mechanic, because it tries to discourage you from dodge spamming.
Yeah. Can I offer you May I offer you a morsel in this trying time?
A nugget? What nugget?
A nugget?
A nugget? What nugget?
Oh, I'll let you do this first.
Fuck, this is... Go away. Okay, that's... Okay, he's still shooting at me from all the way over there. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the bonfire. I mean, the fox totem.
The shrine.
Oh boy, there's a lot of enemies if you're not careful, though.
I love that if you don't like attack or anything after drinking a potion, he's just running around with the potion out now.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Nice little detail. But what is your recommendation?
Oh, I'll hold on to my morsel for the time being. I want to see what you do.
I need to...
My morsel may be unnecessary.
Oh, I need to... Yeah, there's a direction I didn't go. I thought I went down there, though. Maybe not? Thought I went down here. Maybe I think I got, like, distracted. But there's a staircase somewhere. Oh, okay, that's nice. For some reason, I thought that just denoted where you found the map. Okay, no, it shows your current location. So it is a functional map. That's, or a, not just a, ow. Caught it!
You did catch it. You know, they told you to use your bombs, so.
Yeah. What if I bet they weren't expecting someone to struggle that much with it. I hope that that's working as intended. Okay, yeah, I haven't gone this way yet. I think, in fact, I was too scared to, because there's a big guy here. Oh, God. Everything tries to kill you!
Everything tries to kill you so much.
There we go. Ow. These turrets are very hard. Might need to read the map or something. Because, obviously... A shield would be really nice, Sean.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Interesting. I was really hoping there would be a shield icon somewhere on the map. 29 is the well. Wait, page 29 is the well. Somewhere up there. Down here. Time to keep running, I guess. Fuck. Okay. Have that.
Get fucked.
Have that.
The treasure is mine.
Hey, I got it.
You got an effigy.
I did get an effigy. Oh, I can use the effigy. Oh!
Pocket pellets.
Pocket pellets. Now, what does this do is the real question. Nice! Aw, dude. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Are you winning?
I am. Let's find out what this does. Good. Okay. It's a healing item. Yeah, I mean, I like anything like that that still is just like, you just gotta try stuff. Oh, hey, look, a key.
That'll help.
Yes, it will. Have to be a little scamp.
Nope,
can't be that much of a scamp.
That's not right. This is a danger.
Yes, it is. Damn it, game. I really thought I could get away with that.
Oh, this is going poorly.
No, it's not. Uh-oh. It's fine. Time to run. It's fine.
Yeah, it all worked out.
Yeah, this is fine. Sean?
Seems fine. You've done it. The ladder has defeated them.
Alright, I should... No. Get that ready, because I'm going to need it for the fight, for the big fight. How much money? I have plenty of money. Mr. Scary Bones. Mr. Scary Bones.
Mr. Scary Bones.
Mr. Scary Bones, give me a bomb. God, he's so scary, though.
Mm-hmm. You mean you don't feel good partaking of his wares?
Now, this could mean... This could either be literal, in that it could be saying the cost of this is 300, but because it is posed as a question, I have to assume that he is asking a question saying, do you have 300? Or... Because he's not making a statement. He's not saying it will be 300. It specifies that it is a question. So...
It's true.
Yes, that is quite good.
Absolutely worth buying an extra potion.
Where did you get another potion, buddy? Why didn't you have that the first time? I really needed that. Now,
I think he had it the first time, you just didn't buy it.
oh, I don't remember it popping up. I like that he repositions to follow you, and his head moves where you go.
Mm-hmm. And his little fingers are going...
Yeah. Now what? Now why are you inside of the windmill is what I want to know.
He's
What do
just
you-
got a little hidey hole.
What are you doing inside of there? Alright, saw the key.
We have our mission.
We have our mission, we have to get there without dying. There are a lot of mans. There are
This is
so
a-
many. This is... Yep. There are so many mans. God. So easy to actually
Get 'em.
dodge too far away, I feel like. Ow. You shit.
He's been vanquished.
This also does remind me that we need to do Hyper Light Drifter probably next after this, because it also is kind of an archaeology game, though not as good at it, but still definitely worth it.
We can do a co-op too.
Oh yeah! Dude, hell yeah. I do actually own it too, so... Yeah. I think actually you might have gotten it for me? I don't actually remember.
That seems likely. God, I'm so excited for Hyper Light Breaker. I hope it's good. I hope it sells
too.
well too, because they so deserve it.
Yeah, especially after we played my brain.
Solar
what is-
Ash.
Yeah, Solar Ash. God, I love that game.
It's
Name
so
is-
good.
Kind of frustrating to remember. I don't know why.
I feel like it's pretty distinctive.
But yeah, no, that game is amazing. I love
And
Solar
flower.
Ash. Yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't take the flower. Ooh, I can get my feet all wet.
Well, the flower has a home already.
Yeah, but I want to be the flower's friend. You know how I make friends, Sean. You know
don't
how
have to
we...
displace someone from their home to befriend them.
I was gonna say,
Ooh.
don't you remember how we became friends, Sean? Hey! Very curious what this... Okay, we've got Spirits and Sparaka. Don't be fooled, the mark on their back is a trick. Okay. Got Custodians, caretakers of the vault who have learned some magic. Candles can be put out. The Ruined Addle. Man, even looking at this page, I'm like, is that cloud a hint?
Wait, which cloud?
The cloud that's being eclipsed, that's eclipsing the sun.
Okay, I thought that's the one you were looking at. I just wanted to know for sure.
It's just in a very specific shape, and the sun is
Yeah.
there. See if I recognize any of the words that I don't know. Well, I don't see the red word in here at all. I feel like I would I almost recognize the red word. Okay. 30. Oh, what?
He's poking out.
Aha! Hey, I got another coin!
Oh man, you're loaded with Dogecoin.
Uh-huh. Dude, the market... I just gotta wait for the market share to go up on them, and then I just gotta sell, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works.
It's a surefire way to win money.
Bitcoin, in general, crypto has always been, like, a weird thing to me that I'm like... No, for real, how does this work? Because how can you just have a computer on and it make money, and also it is weirdly shady about it?
I mean,
to me,
it's basically stocks. Like, it has value because people have decided that it can be traded for value.
Oh god. Oh god. What a good obstacle, by the way. They very much have made it clear that you should not feel like you can easily fight them right now if you don't have the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's fine. Hey, I got a little me. Ow. Ow. Oh no, this is gonna kill me. Ow.
Not quite, but it did knock you over.
Ow. How am I not dead? Okay, noted. If I see a turret, just not. Just don't. Just don't. I don't feel like I have a very good way to deal with them right now. Well, I guess I could throw shit at them, but...
It's a very expensive solution.
Uh-huh.
But you've got your key to spend.
It's true. I do have my key to spend, and I know where to spend it. Or at least... Yeah, I haven't seen anywhere else to spend it. Yeah, it's just... I feel like it's so uncommon, especially for me, now, to feel like... Ah, okay, you do not get iframes. That is good to know. To feel like a game has been designed in such a way to really just get yourself absorbed in it all the way, the way that this game does. I can immediately tell. Like, God, I want to just sink my teeth all the way into it. It's incredible. How has this not been done like this sooner? How is this the first example I've seen of this? Great.
Oh, you got $1. Good job.
I just stole from somebody, didn't I? Probably a child. Or a poor person. Now that's interesting. Also, of course, this game is going to probably have very, very good environmental storytelling. I need to read into the bones of the map. This feels like something. Hey, there we go. Speaking of bones.
There are bones here.
So I think the first word is pickup, and the second word is the object. So I think that is shield. Hold on. Hey, Sean, I think I know what word that is. Hold on, I can maybe make a guess what word... So maybe it isn't verbs, Sean. I think it's the word shield.
It does seem to be the word shield.
It does, in fact, seem to be the word shield. Who would have thought? Huh. Nope. No! No! That's not what I wanted at all! Oh. I'm just gonna... Get rid of this. That no more. I'm not gonna sort it. I'm not... No sorting. Fuck sorting.
No sorting for them. You've got 4 words. They don't need to be sorted yet.
Okay, so that definitely is the word shield. But shield
I'm
doesn't have...
so interested in how your note system develops because I got to truly insanity levels of revising my note system to the point that they look like the work of a madman.
See, and that why isn't there a horror game like this where you look over your notes and like, oh my god, I was going crazy? I mean, I say that Signalis exists. It's the closest thing to it right now.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Signal.
Part of it though was because I didn't have an erase, so I
Uh-huh.
did just have to write over, or like if I wanted to correct something, I either needed to start a whole new page or I needed to frantically scribble,
Do you like my
scribble like my life depended on it.
do you like my two letters, by the way? S and P?
Uh-huh.
The two most important letters. Well, there
How's
is
your
a
S doing?
P. Not doing so hot anymore, Sean. Never mind. Might not be working so hot no more. Answer? I don't think I like it. Well, maybe there's a capital. Maybe there's something in here that denotes a capitalization that I haven't
Could
figured
be a
out
proper
yet.
noun. It's not just any old shield. That's shield.
Uh-huh.
That's agents of shield.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Maybe it is conjugations of sounds, too. S. Like, like,
Yeah, sh is a weird sound anyway for English.
right. So, like,
English don't like sh.
it could be at least a little phonetic, but I haven't determined if
Hmm.
it is. Because if so, it's not S. It's not this. Hold on. We're really getting into the shit. This might not be
Hell yeah.
S. It might be S.
I
Wait, I still did it wrong. It might be
yeah, that's so wrong.
suh.
There we go.
Or that. What is that sound? What is you don't usually do s by itself. You don't spell that out.
Or if you're a snake.
Yeah, it's snake. Clearly, this is. It,
The point is you have S and SH as separate characters, you think?
yes, I believe. I would need to find another conjugation if this has any kind of like, syllable iskeness to its depictions. But still, there's repeating icons here for a word that doesn't have repeating anything. This is press. This is shield. Still don't know if this is potion. Actually, I need to make a.
Need to put a question mark back on that one.
I need to actually put a question on the things that I don't know. Now that's why. I was like, why is it not green? So I feel confident of that. I feel confident of focus. I should make this a different layer. I feel so confident that I'll never have to change it, right, Sean? Confident that this is shield. I am finding letters. I'm finding letters that are at least recurring, but I don't know
How?
how exactly.
I mean, you're making progress.
Yeah.
This is good progress for stream one in terms of like I wasn't confident that you would get this far in the first stream in terms of deciphering the language.
Wow, Sean. I know my special brain is special, but I have the bones of a
I'm not saying
of an
because
of an.
you're too dumb. I'm just saying because it's hard to do.
Yeah, it is hard. I should write down this word though. I should write down this word. Hold on. I feel like if I see it enough, this is another thing I'm picking up on immediately is like, if you think that you're going to see a word a lot, you should probably write it down.
Have it available to cross-reference later.
Exactly.
Let's write down this pick up, take, get word.
Yes, acquire. Definitely. Well, that's the problem. Is I'm assuming also that now I have just had the sudden thought of, oh no, what if this language isn't like cleanly translated into English?
This is the word I would put hands upon.
Exactly. What if this is a word that in their language means something that means something for pick up, grab, acquire? I'm gonna guess pick up. Now, I don't think the game is that mean, but I haven't played the game enough to know, so I don't know how mean the game is with its
I mean, the good news is those
translation.
words all mean similar enough things in a video game context that it couldn't possibly ever be relevant which one it means, aside from your ability to tie it out to other words.
Right. In fact, I've now already met a dilemma. I think this is one word. What is one word for pickup? Is pickup one word?
No. Unless it's a truck.
Unless... Why? I hate English so much, Sean. Case in point. Oh my god. The word pickup is not one word unless you're talking about a truck. Fuck you.
English is a good language.
I hate it, man. It can't be get. I don't know a one word. I don't know like a single word for pickup. So I'm gonna write it.
Like get or take.
That would make more sense. Actually, take, yeah. I tricked Sean into giving me a word.
If you're looking for synonyms, I will gladly provide synonyms.
Yes. I feel like synonyms are going to be the thing that I both will need the most and have the hardest time thinking of. You know how often I go, what the fuck word is this? And you'll like spitball one and be like, how did you not think of that word? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. My brain, that's how.
Brains struggle to find words sometimes.
My brain likes to play pranks on me, okay? So this could be the word take. Now, does it cleanly... Hey, Sean, I'm not feeling so confident about my letter S no more.
How come?
I don't know.
Why could that be?
I don't know. The fact that the word take, potentially the word take, either this is a word that's a synonym for take that has the letter S in it, or the sound S in it that I don't fucking know, or that symbol is not the letter S.
The plot thickens, the mystery deepens. The word is takes.
Uh-huh.
Takes the shield, precious.
Takes the shield. Take the shield, precious. Uh-huh.
Ride the shoe puff.
Trying to see, do I have the letter T? I mean, this whole big jumbled mess, I could see the letter T. Like, this symbol is here, but... Okay. So, yes. We know definitively that this is the letter this is the word shield. Shield. Got shield? Shield. That's the word for shield.
Hold on that for a second, because I'm curious what this says too, actually. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna also figure out what this says because I'm a little curious on this one.
I feel like I've seen that this is another word that I've run into. This is another word that I've run into multiple times. Not a very big word. Why are people not talking about this game more, by the way? Because this is incredible.
Oh my god. Oh, that's so funny.
Glad it's a good joke. I'm glad you
It's
get
a
the joke.
genuinely good joke.
Hey, look, that word, though. This is a word of some kind, and it is associated with the hero's grave, so it's something that has to do. It's a verb,
What?
maybe. Or it's a. Maybe it's a pronoun?
What?
The,
The carrot?
the carrot before the sword, yes. Maybe it's a pronoun? Maybe it's your? God damn it. God damn it. It's maybe one letter. I think it's one letter. Is it
Could it be
I?
a very common one-letter word?
I shield. That doesn't make sense.
The
A
sequel to
shield. A!
iRobot.
I have the letter A, Sean!
You do.
Done it! This one I can say for sure.
Oh, now you know how to say spa.
So we've got here this on the right says a sword, probably something along the lines of a sword is at the hero's grave. In the hero's grave.
Seems legit.
Is in is that last word grave? Huh. Interesting that you do have a word for sword. Maybe that's some hiragana.
Nah, it's more like kanji. Also, I think you meant to say katakana.
Oh, my bad. That's the one, yeah.
Hiragana is the like native words one. Katakana is the foreign words one.
And maybe it's not the letter. Maybe it is. Well, no. Oh, okay.
Immediately we have a setback.
But the word take. But whatever this word is not the word take. Whatever this is not the word take. It can't be the word take.
Betrayal.
So it is a single word that is synonymous with take and pick up. That is not very long, or at least it probably isn't very long. I'm guessing that it's 4 letters, but but I can confidently say that this is a like I can confidently say that this is a definitely no doubt, Sean. Definitely no doubt. Can say that
It's
that's
hard
a.
to imagine that it could possibly be anything else.
Uh-huh. Now, don't you start gaslighting me, Sean.
I'm not gaslighting you. I'm serious. It's really hard, genuinely hard to imagine.
Now, this is curious then.
Hmm.
The word structure implies that maybe that... Well, no, it doesn't. I don't have enough details to know if the caret and then the caret in the line is just a different letter or a different sound. That I just don't know.
Talking about like
The up arrows.
uh-huh.
Maybe a conjugation of some kind. It's important. I'm trying to take note of words that I see multiple times. Because like I see it
To take note of.
Yeah, I see it twice on this, and it's not a big word, so I see it twice in here.
And it may or may not be related to the word
Uh-huh. I don't see any other repeating words there. I do see a repeating word here. The old house. So this is saying something along the lines of the old house, you need a key. It's saying you need a key?
Hmm.
This might be the word key. God damn. I love this. Why are people not talking about this game, Sean?
I mean, it got a pretty good amount of buzz. It won one or two Game of the Year awards the year released. I don't think it won like the biggest Game of the Year awards, but it got some buzz.
Good. Because it definitely deserves it, and now I want to know what these people do next. I don't know if they've done
Yeah, it'll be
anything else.
fascinating. No, this is still too recent for them to have anything else out. Let me look them up and see if they've even hinted at what they're doing next.
Also, I might in the future. Oh, we'll see. I was like just thinking. I was like, I might put on background music when I'm in these sections. But I actually think that'll be a little bit more down the pipeline, and I think I know how I would do it. It would be kind of weird, but for now, I'll just have this be dead quiet. Key. See, this is the word key.
That does track.
And the guard have a key? I don't remember him having it. Oh, no, that is a different word. That's a different word. A very different word, actually. Fuck. I thought that was the same word. Fuck.
It's only one letter different. One line different.
Hmm. Spoilers, Sean.
That was genuinely just I meant to say a line.
A lamp. Page 29 is the flooded well. I think I've got page 29, actually. Ew. This is the flooded well. This is everything that's in the flooded well. Something... Tip... Bring a shield. Bring a shield. That has to be bring. That has to be bring.
It has to be.
It has to bring. It has to. This is so cool, though. This is genuinely really cool. Like,
right?
I have not felt this in a game, and this is why I feel like there was, I guess, to be fair, I think the only place I heard this kind of discourse even start was, extra credits. But, like, it is surprising to me that, you know, I feel like there was a discussion on games as a way to teach. And then I kind of fell away. I feel like I haven't seen any discourse on that in a long time. I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking in the right places.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where that conversation would be happening these days, because you're right that that was very much just a sort of pocket interest of James from Extra Credits, who no longer has an internet presence.
Rest in peace. Even though he's probably not dead. But it's okay. Now I feel bad for this. Why can't I suddenly remember his name?
Talking about Dan?
Dan's still kicking and doing good work. He really is.
I mean,
though.
honestly,
Goddamn.
his channel is one of my favorites on the whole platform. I love New Frame Plus so much.
Yes. New Frame Plus is great. Like, I really like New Frame Plus. Let's see if I can start putting some letters together. I fucking... Where? Oh, but I don't know if that's the word button. I don't even know if this is the word bring. Do I see this letter anywhere? Do I see that letter anywhere? In anything that I've seen? No. No, I don't see that letter anywhere.
What a curious letter.
What a very curious letter indeed. Huh. Bring a shield. Well, pack a shield. Pack a shield, bring a shield. Possess a shield, though that seems too long. And a word underneath. Parentheticals. Yeah, I feel like I definitively... A is A for a possessive. A is A.
A is A.
A is A for a possessive. I don't know what to tell you, Sean. I keep saying it. You keep laughing at me, but you just won't listen.
I'm trying to explain to you. Do you like these fancy doors?
I do like these fancy doors. I still don't know how to interface with them yet. They're neat. Oh, there's a fork.
Just
What's gonna be really hard is stop playing this game. It's already almost 11. God
you got
damn.
a tooth.
Got a tooth.
Or a claw.
But it's not a tooth. It might be a formal thing. Maybe the? Because the A is not in there.
It's true. Hey, what's going on with your bomb?
+1 bomb. +1 bomb? Interesting. Does that mean I always have a bomb? That's gonna be so nice. Woo! Woo! Oh.
They licked you.
Can I not lock on and use my shield at the same time? Oh my god, they're kicking my ass. Seemingly not, or my shit is broken?
I think your shit might be broken.
Oh, good. Oh no! Oh my god. This controller is weird. I might have to check the mappings. I'm guessing that I'm supposed to be able to block and lock on at the same time. I'll have to check. I have some ideas on what's happening, but my controller is stupid.
You just have a Z button and you just have two of them? Is that what you mean?
I have a ZL and a ZR, but it seems that maybe you can't push both of them at the same time, which is stupid because my controller is treating it like a positive and a negative, which would be really dumb. I think they're canceling each other out, which wouldn't make sense, though. I don't know. That's weird. I feel like I've run into something like this. Okay. Nope, nope. You need the lantern for the Dark Tomb. Oh, let me out.
Uh-oh.
I somehow got far enough in that I almost got stuck. Yeah, I found the Dark Tomb, Sean.
You did.
Yeah, I definitely found the Dark Tomb. Need a lamp. Boy, I'm not doing so hot. You know, you would think that the way that this game is, that it'd be really hard to, like, throw things, but I'm surprised that they go exactly where I want them to.
Nice.
Pepper! That has to... I'm taking a note of... Now I'm taking a note of that word, because that is something. The? I'm guessing the... My guess is that this is the... The... This is the word, the.
Could be.
Okay. He's a little tower. He's got a little dot. And that's where I'm like, I still am like, kind of like, are these corresponding to to our alphabet? And it even took me a second to even, realize, like, just because something can correspond to our alphabet sound-wise doesn't mean they're the same words. The...
It's sure something.
It's sure something, and it feels like it's denoting whatever the last word is, which is the proper noun?
Is it?
Well, we'll never know. Did not mean to click off that. Oops. Oh boy. Run away, run away, run away. Okay. Okay, that takes stamina to do. Don't worry, it's fine. I also noticed there was a parry. Works. Yeah. I can get it to work, but I just have to do no lock fighting in every fucking game, Sean. It's fine.
Apparently.
Okay. I find it interesting that these guys have the same shield that I do. Oh boy. Okay, you can just block it.
Woo!
Alrighty.
Yeah, not being able to lock onto those things is going to make that impossible. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Oh, goody.
You 100% need to be able to lock onto them.
Yeah. I'll have to figure that out.
Got another flower.
And that word again. Now, do I recognize the second word? So maybe it isn't.
What's your, what are you thinking?
I don't recognize that word is what I'm thinking, Sean. What I'm thinking is I don't know what word that is. I want to make sure, yep, it's not a word that I've written. In the important words. It's not a word I've written in the important words. Do we also keep finding these hooks, which I don't know what to do about.
Cannot touch hook.
Cannot touch hook.
Why cannot touch hook?
Yeah, I just want to touch hook. Time to run for my life.
This is gonna end poorly.
Yeah, it is. Well.
Do you have another controller you can swap out real quick?
Maybe, but I don't know how this game feels about hot swapping. I mean, it's almost 11 o'clock. This might be a good stopping point, so... I might go get my souls. My box pellets.
Mm-hmm.
But this might just be a good stopping point, so that way I can study to figure out if I can get this controller or a different controller to work. I have a feeling that it has something to do with Steam inputs. Steam inputs can be very weird sometimes with a controller, because it, like, is wanting to make a Switch controller work, and I'm guessing that's what's causing the problem, is the fact that it's a Switch controller.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we're constantly raising our eyebrows at your insistence on using this controller. It's not because it's a bad controller. We love GameCube controller. But also, the fact that it's your only controller is, not good.
Listen, man. Ow. Fucking turrets. I just feel, man. I should have probably more than one controller. I mean, I have a PlayStation 4 controller that I could try as well as a backup. That seems to be working pretty well. I just feel like every time I try a controller, something else goes wrong with it. I've never had a controller that just fucking works for me, man. It irritates the ever living hell out of me.
Never had a problem with an Xbox controller.
I don't know why I've had issues with Xbox controllers. They wear out on me stupid fast. But then again, whatever I do wore out this fucking controller stupid fast. I don't know what I fucking do to them. I don't feel like I'm that... I guess. I don't feel like I'm that much harsher on them than anything else that I use, but I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. But yeah, I'll see if I can get something to work with it. I mean, this controller's days are numbered anyways, given the fact that I need to replace it since it's got some weird connection issue anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I already love my notes. I love that the word hello is just on here for no reason, and I'm never gonna... See, you say you didn't have an erase, but I feel like to keep with the spirit, I should erase as infrequently as possible.
That's fair.
Or at the very least, make sure that there's a finished state like this, where I show all of my layers. Feel required to show all of my layers to be like, is this even readable? I don't know. But yeah, I love stuff like this, and I love that this is this whiteboard that I've started on. This feels like the kind of thing that would be good to have a whiteboard for. So yeah, this game is awesome. Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I own it because you got it for my birthday anyways. And or Christmas. One of those two. It's Zelda and archaeology, so it's got a little fox guy. I love it.
He's so cute.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. It's also given me like Hyper Light Drifter and Dark Souls vibes with the kind of ominous feel to the setting. There's like an ominous element to it that I really like. it's definitely got a tone. Like it's not just cutesy. It's got a foreboding atmosphere to it. I like it. Um, yeah, this game's great. I'm excited to play more. I can't wait. I can't wait to open this up every single week and be like, what the fuck?
Make sure to save it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I just noticed that it is still untitled, meaning that it has not yet been saved.
The Tunic whiteboard. Well, you see, I don't know what it is about this program, but it just works on cloud saving, seemingly. But none of the other Adobe products do, so... Because I don't know where this file is. I don't know where this file is. But it auto-saved, so fuck it.
Alright, fair enough.
Or seemingly does. It's a very weird program. Fresco's very weird. I like it. I've used it a lot. I'm like swear by it now, but it's a very weird program. It's a very weird drawing program. It is simultaneously a program that technologically is really cool and made for people who don't want to manipulate the bones of Photoshop to get it to do what you want it to. So, it's a very weird program. I could do stuff like this if I wanted to. Yay!
Yay!
I don't want to do that. Stuff like this. Yay!
Ew.
Dude, you don't like this? You don't like this?
I could learn to love it.
Uh-huh. Just when are you gonna start loving the bomb, Sean? Come on now.
Uh-huh.
But this is definitely the best stopping point I think we're gonna get, because I could lose myself in this game probably forever, based on how it's been going so far. It's been great. I like it. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of different things. It's honestly very ambitious and iterates a lot on a lot of different things, and the archaeology concept is something that I really enjoy. I feel like I'm studying a game, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely agree.
Well, that's all I have to say. I'm gonna start closing down the stream unless you have anything you want to say.
Do you know my headphones are broken?
Oh no! Like, not in a bad way, right?
What, I don't know what good way they could be broken. So one of the ear pads has been like falling apart for ages, and it finally fell off today.
Oh.
So what I'm doing right now, I meant to bring this up earlier in the stream, but I forgot. What I have going on right now is I took the ear pad and pressed it against my ear. I'm wearing a hoodie, so I pulled the hood up over the ear pad and then put the headphones on top of that to squish that into place.
Oh,
That is how
God.
I am using my headphones right now.
That's... See, I thought, if I'm visualizing this right, if they have, like, you know, the, like, soft bit and that came off, I definitely had headphones like that, and I just raw-dogged it, man. My ears just got chewed up, and I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, but I don't want to just have the raw metal directly against my ear for 4 hours straight.
Speak for yourself. My current headphones are slowly degrading and the padding is starting to split and stuff, and I'm just like, fuck it, I guess.
There are solutions to these problems.
Yeah,
I could just tape it on there too. I considered just taping it on, and I was like, I don't. The replacement pads are $10. I'm gonna get replacement pads and see how that goes.
Yeah, I might look into that too, or see if these are replaceable, because it's just like the cushions. It's just like the cushions are just like coming. There's a wrap over it, and the cushions are coming out of the wrap, and I'm like,
yes. See, and on mine, the first problem was that because the way that the wrap is like attached is really surprisingly not. It's very insignificant, the connection that's holding that in place.
Oh.
So it just started like tearing off uh,
Oh.
the whole thing, and so eventually it just fell off altogether.
Well, I hope your hoodie solution works for a while. And yes, there is a worse. They could be what my last headphones were doing, which were falling apart at a joint and thus no longer
Oof, yeah, that
actually
is worse.
fit to my head.
Yeah, that is definitely worse. Because this worst case scenario, I can just tape the fucking thing on if I need a short term solution. I guess you could tape the joint in place, but that wouldn't work as well.
Oh no, it doesn't. It's happened to me twice, and I taped it.
You need to find something to brace the
work.
joint with. Like,
Yup.
tape a ruler to it or something.
Well, then the problem though is it becomes too stiff, and that's something that definitely needs to be flexible enough to flex to your fucking head.
Well, there should be more than one joint on your headphones.
But luckily, these headphones have not had that problem. Just the pads are coming apart. So, recommend these. They're much more sturdy.
I don't know why ear pads on headphones fall apart so easily. I feel like I don't remember that ever being a thing in the past.
We also just probably wear them even more than we did before. We wore them a
Yeah,
lot.
that's true.
I definitely had headphones.
I guess now that you
coming
mention
apart
it, I
on me.
didn't wear headphones for a long time. For a long time, I had that living room set up where I was playing from the couch, and all of the shit I was using was across the room, and I was just using speakers. So yeah, I guess I just didn't have headphones for a long time, or didn't use them if I did.
I guess I should also make sure. Does this auto save? I'm guessing it auto saves.
Yeah, it saves when you touch the fire, I think.
When I touch the fox. Is this the Firefox?
It is Firefox, actually. Your controller didn't like that joke.
This fucking controller. My cat doesn't like anything right now. Leon, what? He just went downstairs to scream and then came back upstairs to scream outside of the room at me. And now he's here. Yeah? Yeah? Yes, but oh no, you don't want to be picked up. Okay. You need something, so. Well, I'm going to start closing down the stream. So before the end of every stream, we're gonna do something that everybody else can participate in. We're gonna make an image, and you guys can help me with that. The way it works is, I open up Bing Create, which is an image generator, and I'm going to utilize whatever chat says to generate an image, and then I'm going to share that image before we rate out to anybody else. So if you want to see that image, stick around to the very end. So Sean, is there anything? What do we want? What do we want to start with?
I don't know if Bing's going to accept this. Burning the fox at both ends.
Burning the fox at both ends to translate, to determine translating, no, to translate the word shield. And in chat, if you want to add to that, you can start typing in chat. And I'll give you guys a minute. I think we made pretty good progress.
Fish
whips. Translate the word shield and probably the word shield and fight the fish whipping a toad with my new sword.
Now, you have included the word fight in here.
Yeah?
Just letting you know, Bing might not like it.
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't know if we've... Man, I should just make a blacklist for words that Bing don't like. That is also
like
not...
Microsoft should just provide that.
Uh-huh. You want to know what's funny? It would be a list much like the fucking notes that I'm taking because I have to guess at what words it is, Sean. I have to translate what words Bing won't like. Well, it did take it.
Oh.
So, yeah, if you want to see that image, stick around to the very end. I also do a bit of a closing bit, and we do raid after every stream. So that way the vampires in our chat can keep watching. Just everybody else out there, make sure to go lock your doors and windows, because it's almost lunchtime for vampires. And thank you so much for everybody for joining. I hope you had a good time and you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed the show and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following, or... that was a weird noise. Hello? 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 John, are you still there? That was a weird noise. Is the stream still live? What the hell just happened? What the fuck just happened?
Discord has been acting up recently.
Discord freaked out? Everything freaked out, but the stream was fine. What? I think everything's fine now.
It seems fine now. I'm telling you, Discord has been doing some dumb shit the past few days.
Uh-huh. Discord, amongst other things. My computer just had a little bit of a heart attack. In general, my headphones reconnected.
Oh, okay.
So... Anyways, if you enjoyed the show and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following, or clicking any of the links. There's a link to an Instagram, a Facebook, a Twitter, and a Discord. We post when we go live on any one of those platforms, as well as anything else that we're up to. And just generally, come hang out with the rest of the community there. It's a good time on the Discord. Speaking of which, a shout out to our community there and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience, and we appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Just make sure to also hashtag with MCCanary or link it back to the stream, so people can find more of the good stuff we do here. And as always, if you want to see the stream grow, you gotta let people know. I appreciate people who've been talking about the stream, and I encourage you guys to do it more. It does help the stream out, and it's just really cool that you guys are willing to do that. So if you want to help the stream out and just be a rad dude, tell people about the stream. I won't. And as always, a huge thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon and Twitch. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream as well as take on more projects, and the stream would not be made possible without viewers like you. So we thank you. If you want to see your name added to this list, as well as a couple of the benefits you can get, you could always subscribe directly on Twitch or check out the Patreon page here. It'll show you everything that you can get, and any amount is always appreciated. Once again, thank you. And thank you to Ahmad to do a wonderful job of holding back the robot army and preventing becoming famous. Thank you, Sean, for sharing Tunic with me. I had a fantastic time.
It's lovely.
It is lovely. It's so much, and I love it.
Oh yeah, add your blue ski to the link tree.
It should be. It should be. The blue ski should be down below. And it should be on the link tree. It should be there. I'll check. If it didn't update it, I'm gonna be mad. Come on now. You know I can't do anything sensibly. That's my link tree. I didn't spell it right.
You spelled your name wrong.
That's my link tree. I'm very good at this, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you have any housekeeping?
Nope.
And since I typed it out already, I guess I'll start with mine first. You can check out the rest of my stuff And that link tree that has everything that I post to, such as a VOD channel for the Twitch, as well as YouTube for my own videos, and ArtStation for my art, SoundCloud for my music, and much, much more. And you can find everybody else's stuff in Goblin Entertainment here. That link tree has links to everyone's channels and everything that they've been up to and everything that they've done. So go check everybody out. Goblin Entertainment. Alrighty. Stick around. We'll be heading over to someone. I think we'll go say hi. Go say hi to Vu. Let's go say hi to Vu. I think she's playing she's playing Lords of the Fallen. I actually haven't seen the new Lords of the Fallen. Aesthetically, it kind of
I've heard
looked
it's
interesting.
a pretty big improvement over the original.
Mm-hmm. It is just Dark Souls 3 in a lot of ways from aesthetics, but that's fine.
I hate that they named it the way they did.
Yeah, I think everybody does because, you know, you didn't even give it a subtitle. You just named
It's not
it.
even a remake. It's just a completely separate game.
Yep. But you just
Not a
named it the
reboot.
same.
Nothing.
Yep. So we'll go say hi to her. Otherwise, have a good evening. Take it easy. Sean, is there anything you'd like to tell the audience?
Hey, now that it's been long enough and you can't see what the text was when you got the shield, do you want me to tell you what the funny joke they did was?
Sure.
The text that came up when you got the shield just said, "A shield! Finally!"
Yeah, I don't know what word finally would have been, so. Hey, that does confirm. I do have the words A and shield. Hey, Sean. Who the fuck is that?
I was about to ask. Also, what happened to the rest of the prompt?
Oh, Bing said no? Bing said no?
Okay. Who is this man?
Who is
Get him
he?
away.
He's trying to translate the word.
I guess.
Rip fish whips indeed.
I don't like this man. Get him away.
I want that for a I want this for like an avatar.